And we're live. Awesome. I guess. Am I live? Guys, can you help me out with that? Because YouTube said it, and I don't know if I trust them. Sorry, YouTube. We're building that trust. We're working on it. I need to bring up the stream over here, I guess, because, yeah, I cannot watch it from here. Content live. There we go. Guys, can you help me out with that? Because YouTube said it, and I don't know. You know what? The audio sounds pretty good. Not bad. Got a new microphone. Actually, two of them. This right here, I kind of really started to like that. You know what? What's up, everybody? Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the workshop, to the studio. And it is so good to see you. It is so freaking good to see you guys. Like, it's what has it been? It's been months. But I definitely, as I mentioned in a comment, I definitely bit off more than I could chew. Tried to do this plus travel. We're on like 3 work trips, and also putting together an entire house. It was a lot, but here we are. And if there's some noise in the background, it's because my installation of my mini split AC got delayed. But I do have a floor AC kind of blowing on me over here, so that helps a little bit. But yeah, we are gonna do some cool stuff today, and I am super excited about that. I cannot wait. So hopefully everything sounds good. Let's test out the other mic too, just to do that. This thing, they have much more expensive versions of this than the one I got. But yeah, this one is just fine for me. So I'll get this. No, that's not connected yet. Let's connect this thing. TX is disconnected. Oh, did I grab the receiver? No, it's not. Let me do that. Bam. Okay. Now we're on this microphone, which I hope it sounds okay. It's not going to sound as good as this beautiful Super 55 from Shure right here. But that can just go right out of the way, and I can do stuff like moving around and unboxing things and just, you know, do a little dance. And it's not in the way. It sounds better than my lapel microphone, that's for sure. DJ Breathorn. Yeah, that'd be fun. I used to want to do stuff like that. I was really into the electronic scene when I was living up in DC back in like the early aughts. But yeah. I'll have to watch the replay. I'm going to pass out Jared H. I'm sorry about that. C. Brew, what's up? Yeah, the replay should be up. And actually, what I'm thinking about doing is going in and editing the replay of this, because I'm going to do an intro. I'm going to do all that stuff, and it's going to seem professional. I mean, it's not, but fake it till you make it, you know. So, all right. Now that I know this works, I'll get back on this guy right here. There we go. And now we have a nice dynamic microphone. I guess I can leave that running. That's probably not going to run out of battery. So what are we doing today? Today we are going to be unboxing and running some tests on the Alexander PC's Auxilia, which I covered a couple times in previous SI Weekly episodes. But you know what? I'm jumping the gun here. And sorry, I am sweating a bit because this thing does an okay job of it. This little AC thing, but it's really nothing like the 18,000 BTU mini split I'm supposed to be getting here. So yeah, I don't think I need to have chat open twice, but I have it open twice, but that's fine. Okay, so I can minimize that, move this over here. I got chat nice and large on my screen here. Awesome. And yeah, and I'll put OBS over here as well. Okay, cool. So we're going to do an intro here. And you know, if you guys have ever seen me record for YouTube live on stream, you know that there's usually several takes involved, and that's normal. That's how that works. And
don't you worry about that. It's all gravy, baby. It's just bonus content for those of you who were dedicated enough to be here while I'm live.
Yeah, that's back. Yeah, I got that working again. You know, this is what I'm talking about when I say maybe I'm going to be late on something, but it will be better because I'm late, because I postpone it I'm taking the time to make things better, get those little added touches. And those of you who watched a lot of the Twitch streams, you remember the voices. Am I going to record? Yeah. Actually, I am recording. And plus, with YouTube streams, it keeps the VOD up forever. That's the best part about it. It keeps the VOD forever. Which I guess Twitch is probably, I think they're changing their tune on that. But yeah, you'll be able to go back and watch the VOD anytime, just like with all of my previous streams. So if you miss the streaming vibes, you can watch those. I've thought, there are so many things that I need to still do in the studio. I've thought of actually streaming some of them. Like I have a video I need to do where I build 2 desks and compare them. That, you know, it's just a chill time. We're not talking about PCs, but we're talking about, maybe we can actually talk about PCs while I do that. But it is for content. I will be talking about them and like comparing them, and it could be fun. But I do really need to get back to the PC help streams. I need to get back to that. It's been way too long. And that was honestly one of the best things that I would do before. Like I miss doing that because it was so hype when someone would be like, hey, based on the information, you know, the suggestions, I made this decision. And everyone was just like, heck yeah, that's a tough decision to make. Yeah, how I missed that. Oh yeah, absolutely. But yeah, guys, I'm so happy you're here. Boss Blondie, what's up? Chief Huncho World, how's it going? Blake Wagner, El Branded 03, what's going on? And I think I say hi to Jared H. What's up? Ernest Filippo, $1,000 to $1,500 budget. That's a good budget. And I do have a couple of videos that address budget like that. This one is an even more budget system. It is under $900, less than $900, and we should get competent 1080p. In fact, really good 1080p gaming performance from this thing. I cannot wait to check that out. The main thing that remember this though. Remember how this works. When we do a review here, and this has been sort of evolving over time as I've realized certain things. PC reviews aren't very useful. Let me explain. When someone reviews a PC from an SI, or any product, that is them reviewing that one that they have. It's a sample size of one, right? You could get a bad one. That doesn't mean all of them are bad. You can get a good one. That doesn't mean all of them are good. So what we do instead is we look at the big picture, right? What is the intention of this system? What is the company like? And then we can also talk about, you know, how are the reviews in our SI testimonials on this system integrator? Because that's mostly what people want to know. You don't need benchmarks for the 12100F. Those have existed for, over a year now. They've been out for a long time. If you want to know how that processor performs, cool. It's more about how are the thermals. The way that this SI put this system together, are the thermals good? Can it leverage the parts put together to make it more than the sum of its parts? To bring it together, to make it work, and to make it work well, okay? So that's what we need to look at. So we're going to keep refining that. We're going to keep refining that sort of that approach. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to do an intro, and we'll get right into the stream. We're going to grab this thing, and at the end of the stream, or after we're kind of done here, after a couple hours of this, looking at it, talking about it, testing it, things like that, we'll do a Q&A because I'm sure you guys have tons of questions for me. And so if you have questions, reserve them for later in the stream so we can do all that at once. Okay? Cool. So let's throw an intro together. I spent way too long on this stuff. I spent way too long on this. Am I on the right one? Test. I am. There we go. It's just I need to reach over and do stuff. I'm not used to that. But that's okay. Okay. On this episode of SI Weekly Live, we're going to take a look at an $888 1080p monster, plus a Q&A at the end of the stream. All that and more on this live stream of SI Weekly. Oh yeah. See, it's the order of operations. Okay. All that and more on this live stream of SI Weekly. Let's go, nerds. Let's go, nerds. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the stream. I'm Brayathorn, and it's been a while since I've live streamed, but we're back, and we're going to be taking a look at a system I talked about a couple of times from Alexander PCs. Alexander PCs has, for a long time now, been one of the highest rated SIs within our community from first-party reporting from people who have purchased from them. So when you see someone who is a company that is a boutique builder just make something as budget friendly as $888, which by the way, it's $938, but with operation code Braithorn shortened down to OCB. Code OCB, you get an additional 50% off, $50 off. No, it's not 50%. Calm down. I got excited too. No, you get an additional $50 off the already really low price on this system, and the component choices here, the way it all harmonizes should be stellar. We're going to be unboxing it, seeing what the packaging is like and all that. Although I was told, well, I was told something about the fact that they shipped this thing about a week too early. We'll talk about that. But, you know, regardless, we're going to take a look at the packaging, how things are put together. We're going to have a quick run through on how to unbox a PC, because I have had people tell me, I'm not really comfortable with taking this thing out of the box. I feel like I'm going to break it. Totally understandable. We'll go over all that stuff. And then we're going to take a look at the build quality, how everything's put together. Then we're going to do some stress testing. Now, we'll do some gaming benchmarks. We'll do a little bit of that. That's kind of here or there for me. Because if you want benchmarks on the processor, on the GPU, those exist. Those are already out there. And this kind of format is not the best place for that. Plus, I mean, if you're looking for a pre-built, you might not be too concerned with charts. More the experience and the quality of service you're going to get from the company and the build quality. Those things are what we're going to look at more than just charts. So if you're tired of looking at charts, I get you. I'm the audience for charts, so you don't have to be. Okay? So I'm missing some chats, but I'm so glad to have you guys here. Zon N finally made the live. Glad to have you here. How have you been? Busy. MVP LKG. Hi. Thundercloud. Hello. Let me see. Are you going to be streaming on Thursday on Twitch? No, not going to be doing that. I'm going to be in Dallas for DreamHack. But until I get the mini split AC in here, this is just something I needed to do because Cuddles couldn't edit over the weekend. And then I was like, you know what? It'll be fun too. I want to have fun. It'll be a good time. But I'll brand it. What's up? Stints. What's up, Stints? How's it going? Everybody, we have Stints built here in the building? In the building? Yeah. Well, anyway. Yeah, glad to see you, buddy. Need a sip of tea here. Is that an angry beaver? Where was that? Oh, what's up? Hammer and Pipe. Hello, it's Angry Beaver with a fresh coat of paint. Nice. Almost ordered a new one at 50% off. No. Just ordered from Alexander PCs last week, getting excited for it to come. Had a few questions, and their response was fast and helpful. Look, there is here's the thing. There's an upper bound for how good customer service can get, right? I mean, at a certain point, you're talking about pandering, right? You expect helpful people who will answer your questions. You expect, you know, for them to tell you when things are going to be delivered, and then for them to be delivered around that time. And if not, you want to know about it. You expect, you know, timely repair services, technical support, and good quality, right? These guys hit all those notes, and they've been doing it since I first talked about them, since I first looked at them and first reviewed one of their PCs. It's really impressive. And that doesn't mean that they're without fault or that they've never made a mistake, but that's not what it's about. It's not, no company makes zero mistakes or has zero problems. It's how they handle that. That's what determines a good company, right? They've handled those really well, and that's not according to me. Go to the Discord, check the SI testimonials channels, and if you want, heck, Stints, go there, take a look, because there's people reporting on their experience with various SIs, and you know, we got to make one for you. And we have to do, we still haven't chatted in any content format. We need to do that. That'll be a lot of fun. And just meet in person in general. We've gone to like the same events several times. But yeah. So yeah, it was, there was a question I was answering, and of course I always just get, ooh, shiny, ooh, squirrel, that's me. But yeah, El Brando was asking about me streaming on Twitch. The Twitch streams will return. I will be doing the PC assistant streams again. That is something I've sorely missed. It's just I can't be here for hours and hours in the heat because this is a garage studio. I am in Texas. It is not pleasant, and this AC is ruining my audio. Yay! It's winning on all counts here. I should be recording. I should have been recording on the Roadcaster. Anyway, so let's get to it, and let's see what we've got. By the way, we've got a top-down camera right here, and that's going to be helpful. I didn't position it perfectly. There is going to be a. By the way, I made this transition today. Oh, nope, don't want that. Didn't mean to do that. I'm supposed to make that invisible, or else it's going to play every time I transition. Okay, let's try that again. There we go. Now it's not doing it. Okay. But yeah, so that's what we've got. Those are the two angles we have. And we're going to have more as time goes on. I'm going to have one that's kind of on a slider, things like this. I got plans, y'all. Plans. And but I have to be careful with this microphone. We're going to switch over to this one soon because the off-axis rejection on this thing is actually really amazing. It's very good. And then the noise gate will cancel me out if I'm too quiet. So, okay, well, that's cool. There we go. And you're gone. Should be. Oh, cool. Just got to go through each one. At least I couldn't spell. That's helpful. All right, cool. Why doesn't it just, if I report a user, why does it leave all those other chats up? That's really stupid. Is there echo? Is there echo? Okay. Love the t-shirt, Bray. Cheese Mahoney. Thank you. Me too. I always get nervous when I have to wash it, though. Bray have been... Oh, yeah. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going backwards on this. APC technical support is really helpful, but it took 9 months to catch a problem with my custom, and finally I had to mail it back. Really? Well, I mean, that kind of thing happens. I mean, as long as they're communicative... Look, computers are computers, and that's... If they didn't give up over 9 months, that's good, but I mean, it sucks that it took that long. Yeah, we did Poke Daily. I appreciate that. Was for a sec, but it's good now. Okay. It's probably when I do a transition. Probably when I do a transition, it'll echo a little bit, so I just won't talk. Okay. Actually, I need to make sure. 1 second. I need to make sure I put my audio on that other one. Oh, my God. I hate when it does this. Okay, cool. Okay, that's why. It's because I had the it had the audio for the cam link going in there as well, so I fixed it. So we're good. By the way, Stints, the Elgato Stream Deck pedal, amazing. So I mean, I have Stream Decks, but I don't have to touch them. I can just use my foot. It's the best. Okay, all right, so we're going to grab this thing. We're going to open it up, and we're going to have a good time with this. Let me switch mics. And it's as easy as that. There's going to be more noise. I'm sorry about that. Love how that just tucks away right there. Echo was with the overhead cam sounds good now. Yeah, the overhead cam, it was getting the audio from the little microphone on the camera, and it was putting that through. So, really, another one. That's great. Man, I sure do wish I had moderators that would show up. That'd be cool. Guys, you guys can report it as well. Okay? Paul, that's true. That's exactly what we're doing. Unboxing and testing a RAD 1080p PC. So... No, it's okay. Look, everyone's got to have a hobby, I guess. Okay, we're gonna get out the old classic unboxing knife here. I like to use this because it was the first knife I ever forged back when I did knife smithing, blade smithing, I should say. Okay, so now here's what. Oh, you know what? I need to make sure I took my address off of this because I don't think I did. Oh, I know what I'll do. I am tangling myself up in my IEMs, which I would like a wireless monitoring system. That'd be cool, but I don't have one. It just helps a lot to be able to hear your own voice when you're doing this stuff. What did I do? Come on, where is it? There it is. I'm also going to be fine-tuning sort of the camera angle, desk height, things like that. I feel like I need to maybe pick a different lens than the one that I use. But I've been using this lens for live streaming for so long, I really just don't want to. I love this lens. The 16mm f1.4 is so good. All right. Okay. Really should just have like a Fat Mac Sharpie or whatever, but I don't. Not on me. They really spread out sort of the shipping info. It's really annoying. Okay, cool. We're ready. Now I have electrical tape residue all over my fingies. I would say that Discord needs to make a change here. Their pop-out chat that they have for YouTube does not let you do any administrator tasks, and that's really annoying. Like, it's useless. They shouldn't even have that. They should not have it then. Okay, got chat showing up here. I can zoom in. Oh yeah, guys, if you wouldn't mind, help with visibility on the stream, drop a like. Oh, here we go. Really? This is what I'm going to have to do just the whole time? It's really nice that YouTube has like no control over this. Okay, cool. I don't think yeah, I don't think that helped that much. I really wish that I had centered this better because like my keyboard and stuff's going to be in the way, but that's okay. I'll just move everything that I can. Smoke Animations, welcome. Welcome to the stream. How's it going? So one of the reasons that TJ told me they sent this thing just a bit too soon is because they now have custom boxes instead of just using, and I think they use them as outer boxes as well, which is nice. But this is just the box for the Deepcool CH370 case. So like a lot of SIs do, they use the case box in order to send it out. Get some tape cutting ASMR here. And not me cutting. There, hope you enjoyed that. I do need to sharpen this thing. It has been a long time. Oh, I missed you guys too. seriously, like every day. I was like, man, I need to stream again. Okay, so let's get this under here and show you guys what you get. And yeah, I need to have my camera higher too so you can see more. So of course you get yourself a t-shirt. I have 3 of these now, and I can't wear them for any videos because that's a conflict of interest, but they are cozy, they are comfy. And what do we get here? Looks like manuals for the different devices there, like the different components, like your power supply, motherboard manuals. We'll take a look in that bag soon. Got our power cord right here. Do I have one ready? It's under the desk. I need to grab that. Okay, and then we have our checklist here. So it's letting us know what the components are and what's in it. Okay, so the CPU is an Intel Core i3-12100F, still regarded as one of the best bang for your buck budget gaming CPUs on the market. Okay. And then we have the cooler, which is a Thermalright Assassin X Refined SE Special Edition ARGB. The motherboard is an ASRock B760M Pro RS DR Wi-Fi, and this was chosen for specific reasons. Oops, I just rubbed my microphone. Sorry about that. Hope you're sorry, headphone users. GPU Sapphire Pulse Radeon RX 6600. We've talked about this back when I was doing recommendations. This is an amazing price to performance monster right here. 16 gigs of Kingston Fury Beast Special Edition DDR4 3600. And, you know, I talked about storage so many times in budget PCs and how it is just left wanting so many times. But here, a 1 terabyte Kingston NV2 PCIe Gen 4 M.2 drive. A 1 terabyte and it's Gen 4. Though it's on the slower side of Gen 4, you can't just look at your max read-write speeds. We'll talk about that when we get there. Windows 11 Pro is included as well. EVGA 500 watt power supply. 500 watt bronze rated power supply. Remember, this is under $900 right here. A deep cool CH370, as I mentioned before, and extra sleeve cable extensions in the client color of choice from the color library, all included with this price. Crazy, crazy good deal. But we got to make sure that this this performs as expected. So let's talk about unboxing your PC. Okay. When you're going to do that, don't worry about doing that. It's really easy to do. So you want to open the PC on the top side where the handles are right there, okay? And then you just hold down the flaps right there. And then you can support it right here just to make sure that it doesn't slide out prematurely. And there we go. If you want to make it a little easier, you can cut a slit up here to let some air in. But I like to leave this completely solid for when I need to pack the PC back into the box. Oops, don't do that. I'm sure it's fine. It hit the styrofoam. That's what styrofoam's for, everybody. Now, this is a more budget-oriented deep cool case, so I'm not surprised to see kind of the single impact styrofoam here. This is designed to handle one impact. That's the difference with this kind of styrofoam versus closed cell foam, things like that, which is more reusable. However, it is completely intact and in good shape. What am I doing? I'm pressing some. Oh, oops. See, I can't keep doing that. I keep trying to wipe my forehead. I keep brushing the microphone, which is unfortunate for those who are listening with any high-powered headphones here. Okay, so that's it. That's how you get it out of the box. Easy peasy. Now, what do we say about all of your packaging? What do you do with? They even have some extra cardboard that they put in there, like a blade of shielding there, a blade of armor, so it can resist any kind of piercing there. That won't hit the PC. So what do we do with all of our packaging? Every time. I mean, like you're going to do it a lot, like you're going to buy a million PCs. But no, when you buy a new PC, if you're building one, you keep the box from the case. If you're buying a pre-built, you keep the box that they ship it in, and all of the packaging. Now, if you're talking about something with Instapack on the inside, you're going to want to. Here's a trick. You know what? We'll get to that. I'll tell you about it when we get there. So stay tuned. Okay. There we go. A little extra foam there. Keep all of it, every little bit. Now, the reason that you save all of it is you're going to be moving, or if you need to RMA the PC back to the SI, you want the original packaging. It is perfectly designed to ship your PC, or to store your PC, or to move your PC, all right? So this is the bottom right here. You can do things like, if some of these will have labels on them, like it'll be labeled top or bottom, but you can go ahead and do that yourself. Like just put a T and a B on there. See all this extra little foam that they put there? It's really nice. Okay, we even have all this extra bubble wrap right here. Don't know if that came with the case, but it's a nice touch. And everything looks, oof. I gotta say, guys, I dig the deep cool aesthetic. I really like the direction they're going in. And I don't know if you saw the new modular case that they came out with, but I want it. I want one. Okay, there we go. There's our nice and clean PC right here. And of course, TJ knows me, so he sent it in white. And there is an AMD version of this, but he went with, again, really? Oh my gosh. Does this show up in the chat replay? Bro, get a hobby. I know I said everyone needs a hobby. Well, especially you. You need to knock it off and do something better with your life. Yep, it is a great little case. Stints, I know you're probably being leisurely right now. No, there's a whole process. I'm gonna say, hey, would you mind moderating a little bit? But there's a whole process to doing that. I got to go like into my account settings and stuff. I would though, but we'll just knock it out each time it comes in. It's not a big deal. So this is a CH370 right here. It is an airflow-centric case with perforations at the front and sort of a staggered sort of wide mesh there, plus a fine mesh panel behind that, okay? Now, if you're gonna be doing exhaust from the top, which this doesn't have any fans on the top, okay? Remember, this is an RX 6600 and a 12100F. We're not talking about really high heat output here from these components. So, this has probably been tested to the moon and back, okay? So, had a couple questions for APC. First time calling, TJ answered. He answered my questions and was super chill and down to earth. Thanks for your coverage of their builds. I'll be purchasing one soon. TJ is straight up. He wants to talk to everybody he can. And you know what? Watch out. He can talk. You thought I could talk? Oh, he can talk me. He can talk me just right out of a job. He can. My job is talking, and he does a better job of it. Bro, it's nothing better to do than this, really. Oh, yeah, I know. Don't forget that boogie headphone holder. That's right. Actually, don't recall. There it is. It's got a headphone holder. Right there. You know what I have ready to go? I've got a headset right here. And you know what? It matches perfectly. Look at that. There you go. We don't need the mic on there. There we go. Look at that. Pretty slick. Even when you don't want it. Well, look, listen. It means a lot to me that you're willing to give up so much of your personal time just to spend it with me, and that you're so invested in my reactions that you're going to continue to spend your precious time just making accounts and doing your little business here. It's really precious. It is. Taking 30 seconds, 15 seconds to do that, it's worth the price to pay to see just how dedicated you are to me and spending your time with me. Thank you for that. Okay, so yeah, press this button here headphone holder right there. Pretty sweet. Let's see that from the top here. Why not? Here, let's get this. There. Whoop. Oh, it's going to wiggle for a while. Okay, I need to get this mounted from the ceiling instead. So, there we go. There's our little button right here, which ejects that. And then you can just hang that right there. Pretty sweet. My note on that for Deep Cool, that probably should have gone right here. And why is that? Well, this is the glass panel here, right? Which is going to show, hold on, let me just go back to my regular camera. So my note for Deep Cool is this little guy should have been on this side. My reason for that is this is your glass panel. This is going to be the view of all of your components. And what do you do? What are you doing when you put this right here? I'm kind of blocking it. Not ideal. So that's my suggestion. It's a banana bunch holder. Hey, those are great for bananas because then the bottom ones don't get bruised from all the weight of the other bananas laying on them. CPU Build, what's up? How's it going? Welcome. Glad to see you. We're talking about PCs. Oh, there we go. Well, that didn't do anything. There we go. You will win what? What's the prize? What is the prize here? Mild annoyance? You're really going to spend, apparently it seems you don't like me, when you're going to spend the whole evening with me to mildly annoy me. It's a decision. It's a choice you can make for sure. Okay. At first I was more annoyed, but now it's just like, it's a little concerning, a little sad, but that's not my business. Okay, let's take a look. I don't need to put that there. Let's take a look at the inside, how this is all packed. Dan, what's going on, buddy? How's it going? Did I make you? I didn't. Okay. I don't think it was working when I was searching for your name before. We do need a mod in here, and we don't have one. Someone go call Alucard. Tell Alucard to join in. He's set up as a mod. Guys, do me a favor. If you are also mildly annoyed by this person, do me a favor and drop a like to counteract the annoyance that they're causing. I'm good, and yourself? Good, good. Glad to be streaming again. It's been forever. So, for real, that's what it's for. Perfect. New to your community, I ordered the Skytech Azure and added a couple RGBs and more RAM. Absolutely love it. Thanks for the advice. You're welcome. Yeah, solid system, for sure. Oh yeah, that is Mr. Sense right there. Oh, he's sleeping or something. That's fine. Okay. Let's take a look at how this is packaged here. Okay, so if we open this here, we're going to have a combination. Oh, this opens from the back, actually. There we go. So if you want to open this PC up, just look at the back here. There's this tab. Just push up with that. It is held on by magnets and some tabs on the bottom. Now, when you have your glass panel off, don't bang it against your PC case like I just did. But it is tempered glass. It's very strong. You can see the Alexander PCs kind of etching right there. If you're taking this off and you have the box nearby, put it in the box. Not just on your carpet, especially not a hard floor. Put it in the box. You do not want to break that. Drop it on its corner. That's usually how they'll break. Sorry, what is that case again? This is a CH370 from Deep Cool. All right, back to top down. Hope you guys don't mind the transition. It's a little longer than I intended to make it. So we're going to have layers of bubble wrap here. So that's also good for stress reduction later on. And then what we have is we have cutouts of closed cell foam here, holding everything in place, which is really nice for the GPU. And we have Instapack. This, I don't think anyone would disagree. This is a very thorough packing job because let me tell you, shipping a tower cooler is terrifying and annoying, especially the bigger, heavier ones. This one's not too heavy. The fun part is just removing a couple letters, so it just makes no sense. There we go. I'm only doing this because my parents don't give me attention. Okay. Right, but is this the right kind of attention? I don't think so. Okay, now it's just a few random letters. There we go. Joseph Mundy, I agree with you, but it's not as easy to set up a mod as it is on Twitch. So. If I have to do, you know what I need to do? I'm going to have to enable slow mode. So they'll have to wait 20 seconds between each one. So that's what we're going to have to do, guys. Sorry. So game's up, buddy. Once slow mode is on, that's kind of it. Let's see. I could just remember where that is. That would help. Let's go back to main view so you're not just looking down. Oh, hold on a second. What do you... Let's put that here. Exiled Wolf, going good. How are you? Yeah. I've tried to set you up, Dan, but it can never find your name, and I don't know why. How about this? Oh, there you are. Well, I'm not Dan, but I just wanted to give you a place of honor there, Mr. Stints. So you have the power now, if you so choose, to do stuff. And I'm not giving you a job. If you don't feel like doing it, or if you're doing other stuff, I know what it's like to be a content creator, and you're also a system integrator. So that's a lot of work. So you're good. But Joseph Mundy, how are you? Glad to see you, buddy. I dropped this. There we go. Okay. Now we're back to business. You see, in some ways, in a lot of ways, I prefer streaming over making content, but that is not one of those ways. The little idiosyncrasies of that kind of thing. Always and help since you're awesome. Thank you. Oh yeah, there you go. Yeah, you are right. There you go, Dan. Okay, back to business. So I really needed to have a wider lens up here. I should have done that, but whatever. It's okay. We have our Instapack right here. And be careful removing Instapack. It can get caught on some of the connectors on the motherboard. In this case, it did not. No, TJ. See, they don't ask. He didn't ask me what color I wanted for the extensions, which is something included with every PC from Alexander PCs. And I thought that was fine because he always uses purple for me, but for some reason he did not go purple this time. He went with white. Looks awesome, but you know, it's just not me. I need that splash of color. Okay, we got that, and that. And that's it. That's the whole shebang. Let me brighten up the light above me really quick. There you go, nice and clean. I do like that this has an integrated GPU support bracket right there. Let me see if I've got a little light right over here. I know I do, but where it is, this one will do. There we go. As long as it's got battery. It does not. Okay. 1 second, guys. Just going to get myself a light real quick. There we go. Guess y'all probably heard all of that because I have the microphone wireless. There we go. I guess my top-down light is not quite positioned right to do that. It's more of a rim light, basically. Let's turn that brightness way down. Also, I lost a diffuser for this at the event I just went to recently. So yeah, you have a built-in, as they call it, VGA bracket, a GPU support bracket. But of course, this is not a large GPU. This is the Sapphire Radeon RX 6600. It is small but mighty. And as you can see here, we do have our 24-pin cable extension in white, along with the 8-pin EPS power cable extension there, plus our 8-pin GPU power, VGA power right here. So I would say I'd want the combs up a little more just to keep that, but that can just shift around in shipping. So guys, if you're ever looking at this and it's like looking not, like it's not that neat, these are permanently in there. These are the kind of extensions they get, and you can just slide them to position them in the best place possible in order to sort of comb your cables, because they're cable combs. I will say that I like the Thermalright cooler in that when they go white, it went full white out, including the cables, which is nice. And okay, so as you can see, I've got to be careful with that. This doesn't seems like this, does that come off? No, it doesn't seem, okay. So as you can see here though, we do have 2 front intake fans right here. And these, I believe, are Thermalright fans on the front and the exhaust fan on the back. And that is not, obviously, that's not what comes with the deep cool case. Those were added after the fact in order to match the cooler, which is RGB. All of these are RGB fans, and it is addressable RGB. So that is an unnecessary touch, but it's nice. But there are no exhaust fans on the top, but with this 12100F, this is going to be more than enough. Honestly, 12100F is not demanding when it comes to cooling. Hey, I appreciate you. Color connectors actually was not marked on the packing list. Well, I mean, it's standard though. Every single system gets them. Every system gets them. So someone did it for sure. So we can take another look at this packing list just to see what APC goes over whenever they're going to be shipping out a PC. So I'm going to go ahead and rest this here so I'm not shaking. There we go. So double check parts list components are all correct. Okay. BIOS is updated to latest version. Yeah, I'm going a little too fast. BIOS is updated to latest version. Yes. BIOS functions are correct. Fan curves, XMP enabled, etc. Yes. That's what it says here anyway. Now, it has been, I've had this probably for about a month. I wasn't able to stream yet. So it could be that there's a new BIOS version. It could be that there are new driver updates. There's definitely probably a Windows update. It's fine. That is going to happen. But these are built when you order them. So if you order one, you're not going to have to deal with that unless an update comes out in the couple weeks it takes for you to get your PC, which is possible. Drivers are installed and functioning properly, including Wi-Fi and Bluetooth. NVIDIA GeForce Experience is installed. Hang on a second there. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I got you guys on something. I hope you didn't install NVIDIA GeForce Experience for this Radeon RX 6600. Eh? 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 Oops, wrong button. There we go. You try to confuse, but you can't get one past me. Oh no. Yeah, so gotta watch out, because if you sell mostly NVIDIA stuff and now and then you sell AMD stuff, yeah, that's gonna happen, I guess. But yeah, so little note for you guys. I hope you didn't do that as part of the process, because that would not be good for the system. Okay, RGB control software is installed. Apparently it is. Desktop background is set. We'll see what that is. Client's name is entered as user. Power supply tested. Panel glass is etched. Hardware manual is present in box. We can look at that in a second. Power cord present in box. System restore point created. Second confirmation of restore point. Wow, that's important, isn't it? That is when you come down to RMAs. RMAs are a money pit, a money sink for system integrators. So anything you can do to help with those, or mitigate them definitely, is on the list of things you need to do. And then it says here, I certify that this PC meets Alexander PC's quality standards and has been thoroughly checked by me personally prior to shipping. Certify this PC meets Alexander PC's packaging standards and has been correctly packed. And then we have, don't look at my key. It's my key. Okay, so that is the process. That's the QC process for them. Okay, we're going to get back to looking at this, but I want to take a quick second to look at the bag that comes with it. If there's anything really of note in here, I'll go to the top down and we can take a look together. Or I'll just do that anyway. Wow, they use really strong tape over there. Okay, let's take a look at what we got here. Okay, so it looks like we have our PCIe slot covers right here from where the GPU went. Cool. Oh, there, that goes right into the system. We have our Wi-Fi antennas. I don't prefer these. I prefer the ones that have a wire that go to the sort of the micro coax connectors, so you can position your antenna elsewhere. Because otherwise, you're putting your antenna behind a running computer, and if your Wi-Fi isn't behind your PC as well, or somewhere in your home behind your PC, it has to get through all of this interference here. So it's not my favorite thing, but for more budget-oriented motherboards, it's what you'll commonly see. Alucard, what is up, my friend? I missed you, buddy. Seriously. M.2 screw right there. Not our friend. These are a pain. These are actual pain in the butt. But we have that plus the standoff for it right there if you have to need to reposition it. SATA cables, 2 of them. One with a right angle connector and another M.2 screw. And these are just all pamphlets, booklets for your various components here. So if you have questions about your case, guess what? You have the case manual right there. Questions about your GPU, you need to put your cooler in another system. There's the manual there. What I don't see and is a bit disappointing. I don't see the mounting hardware for the cooler. Where's the mounting hardware for, say, an AMD socket? In case someone, I mean, when someone buys a PC, all right, let me go here. Okay. When someone buys a PC, okay, they're not just, you're not just buying a box. It's this didn't spring forth fully formed from the breast of Alexander PCs. This is an amalgamation of parts to make a system, and to integrate into a system, you might say. So when someone buys this, they're buying the parts. They should get everything that comes with those parts because they have the right to use those parts for anything they want after they're done. If they want to upgrade to Ryzen 5000 series, Ryzen 7000 series, I mean, they can't do that with this cooler right now. So yeah, they'd have to talk to Thermalright and get it from them, and that's going to take a long time. So I would say not including mounting hardware, and if that's a common practice for you guys, that's got to stop. You got to include the mounting hardware for the CPU. All the brackets, whatever that's going to include, what it's going to involve, you got to have that in there. That's my take on that. So surprisingly disappointing on that one. But that's my thing, guys. I don't care how much I like an SI or a person that works there or whatever. If there's something that's not kosher, I will I will not let up. That's just what I'm supposed to do. That's why I feel okay being on YouTube. Night Ride is almost done. Just need to make some changes for the RGB. Nice. It is a nice case for the price. Glad you like the transition, Alucard. I made that today. I learned how to export alpha channels today, actually. Whoa, it's the man, the myth. Sup, Dr. Braethorn? Oh my God, it's the toast with the most. What's up, Toaster? How you doing? Welcome. L Branded 03. I will see you at the next one. And there will be a next one. I promise. Intel charged nothing for 121X00F to retail or any i3 or P and C. It's sales reward 100% cream to retail. So get it for free with your commitment to a board plus memory purchase. Say, what is my sale close incentive? Mike, you lost me there. I'm not, what? Of course, Toaster shows up as I'm leaving. Look, one door closes, another one opens. That's not what that saying means. That's not what that means. Let's talk about cable management because it's always a hot topic, right? Hang on a second. Stints, if you're still here, I really like this microphone. It was like $100, and I have it going into. You can tell me how it sounds. I don't know, but I can just take this audio later and filter it. But I have it going to the Rode Wireless Me, which is wirelessly connected to the wireless receiver that's built into the Rodecaster Pro 2. I love this setup because I can use any mic I want. So if I upgrade to like a $300 one later, just plug that into the Rode thing, good to go. But I like it a lot. It's like it feels a little weird for me. I'm not used to it, but it's out of the way, which is nice. Okay, let's talk about cable management. After I bag this stuff back up, I'm going to keep out the Wi-Fi ones, the Wi-Fi antenna, though, because we're going to use those. I went with a Shure Lav, which is fantastic. Oh, absolutely. I mean, I don't know if you saw this earlier. This is now my main microphone. Ah, yes. The Shure Super 55, an absolute classic.
Let me try that again. The Shure Super 55, an absolute classic.
Anyway, that's my new main mic now. I love it. I've always wanted one. Always wanted one. And when I got to a certain milestone in building this studio, because I'm doing it by myself and doing all that, I wanted to reward myself, you know? And it just so happens that that reward benefits the content. Dope mic. Oh, for sure. Yeah. Yeah, that's going to be now my main microphone for SI Weekly when I'm sitting down. Which is weird. Like, I don't like sitting down to record anymore. Like, I like being able to move around, and Cuddles hates it because he has to track me with the crop on those shots. Okay, back to top-down cam. Time to talk about cable management. Everybody's favorite thing to do. Well, that looks pretty tidy to me. Now, here's the thing. There is really neat cable management out there, like overly neat, where a lot of time is spent on it, clearly. There is lackluster cable management where it's obviously rushed. And then there's something in between where you do a good job, but you're not trying to paint the Mona Lisa here. And this right here is what I like to see, because you have separation, okay? You have, not everything is, it's not all just bundled together. You can, user serviceable, that's what this is. This is user serviceable cable management. Your 24 pin there, your 8-pin EPS, you have your RGB cables separated here from everything else, although there is this, I think, a front panel connector here. That's about it. But when you have everything just bundled together in one big bundle, if you want to fix or repair something, even if you're being walked through it, you have to undo all the cable management. There is also some cable management that is so gorgeous that is actually, there's some cable management that is so visually appealing, you're actually not meant to mess with it. And that, there was a little controversy when I mentioned like that for Falcon Northwest. It's beautiful in there. All you see is a 24-pin cable going across to where it goes. You don't see anything else. It is all hidden away because the average customer for Falcon Northwest doesn't have the time to buy. They're I don't know, a higher up at a company or something like that, and they don't have time to bother with user servicing. That's a totally different demographic, okay? This is user serviceable. That's what I like to see. It's funny because TJ, the owner of Alexander PCs, when I said that in the stream where I was reviewing the Falcon Northwest, he was like, I disagree. I think the cable management's amazing. But he does user serviceable cable management. It's weird, but he like me when he was young. He wanted, he liked Falcon Northwest as well. It was built the first gaming PCs. That's who that is. So looking at this, I don't know what this is. I've never actually seen this case before. It looks like this should pull out. What is this? Does that give more airflow? Okay, so here's what I'm looking at. I don't know what this is for. But there's this little tab right here. And you can like pull it out, and it looks like it opens up your airflow a little bit more. And it clicks back. I mean, I would think that this is for ejecting the... Let's just pull this off, and then we'll find out for sure. Okay. No, it's not for removing the filter. It's literally just to get additional airflow by not having impedance of these. They're not in the way. It opens it up a bit more. So just leave this down. There you go. The one downside I would say, though, is it does not look like this mesh filter is removable. And that's a pet peeve for me. It's like the one thing I didn't like about the Height Y60 is that the mesh is fully built in and you cannot remove it from the panels. And that's annoying to me. And this seems like, I mean, it's nice. Like you have the springs here. What is this spring? Well, it's for this. That's for your headphone hanger right there. Pretty cool, but this should be removable, this mesh. So you could take it off, wipe it down, wash it off. And I guess you could do that. There's no electronic components in here or anything. You could totally do that, but I guess just to get a little extra airflow, that's what that's for. So if this is facing you, sitting upright, you just pull forward on this tab and that'll open that up. So looking at that, we now have our 2 fans, which can be upgraded to 3 120 millimeter fans on the front, okay? Yeah, and you just get the same Thermalright fans, and you can do, if you get a pack of 3, you can add 1 to the front, and then you can put 2 on the top. However, with the airflow design as it's designed here, okay, you have your intake here going into the cooler, over the VRM cooling, and also towards the GPU as well, and then exiting from the rear. If you add 2 fans to the top, you're going to get some of the fresh air from the front is just going to go whoop. More fans is not always better. Now, maybe one on the rear right here might be good, like right there. That would probably be good. But really, why would you want to put just one? You know, if you're putting one, put the rest, I guess. I don't know. Whatever. Either way, airflow is not just about openings and as many fans as possible. Airflow should be designed. Anyway, if you're in a situation where, let's go back to the front. So if you're in a situation where opening your side panel improves your airflow, that's not good airflow. That's not the definition of good airflow. Opening your side panel should spoil your airflow. It should mess it up. Unless you're talking, and there's open cases, open design, open air designs, right? That's a different story, but yeah. Now looking at this RAM, by the way, this is really gorgeous, and I don't want to unseat it yet, but this is really nice DDR4. What am I sitting on there? Okay, back to this. I want to do a little bit more looking at the inside here. So this is really gorgeous special edition DDR4 from Kingston, the Kingston Fury Beast RGB. Like, this is not like bargain bin memory at all. This is really gorgeous memory right there, and it adds a really nice touch. The black and white aesthetic here is in full effect. I mean, this is just, the choices made here are excellent. Yeah, so you have an additional M.2 socket right there. Let's get some light in there. Bought a SkyTech today with the code. Thanks. Oh, congratulations. That's awesome. So deep cool went with car AC logic. Yeah. Build my own PC or purchase from an SI, quoted tech. Cody Asham, there's no right or wrong answer to that. That is seriously just up to you. So looking here, we have an additional M.2 slot right there. You have a front panel USB-C connector there. But this case, in Deepcool's, Deepcool made the choice, in this case, let's zoom in. Oh man, what? I could have been zoomed out that whole time. Dang it. I might go over a couple things later on again, just to show it. Okay, let's focus, guys. There we go. So you have here a USB Type-C front panel connector. However, Deepcool chose to not provide one in this more budget-oriented case. There is, though, an answer for that. I can't believe I had it partially zoomed in that whole time. What an idiot. There is an answer to that, and that is right here. These don't cost much. This is like maybe 15 bucks or less. But this is a Type-C connector right here. And it goes into one of the PCIe slots in the rear. And then you see here, this is just a connector for a USB Type-C header on a motherboard. And there you go. You have all of your connectivity. You're utilizing everything you can get from the motherboard because it has the USB 3.0 connectors up front. It does have that included. But this will let you utilize that USB 3.2 Gen 1 or 2. I actually don't know. I'd have to look at the motherboard manual for that. Or is it Gen 2, but is it 2 or 2X2 is what I mean. Anyway, what I would do for Alexander PCs, what I would do is find a version of this that you really like, test it out, and offer this as an add-in for any of your systems that do not feature that that connector on the case. And then you're not denying the customer an additional Type-C connector, which, as you know, has a lot of potential. I believe the front panel one has its own header as well, or controller. So that's a lot of throughput, a lot of potential throughput there. So we have our additional M.2 over here, so that can be some more storage for you. This is a micro ATX motherboard, so there is slightly reduced options for expansion in it, unfortunately, but that's the nature of the case. It's not an MATX motherboard in a full ATX case, which is a big pet peeve of mine. I don't like to see that. And yeah, so you have a couple PCIe slots. You have there is an what is that? X1 or X4? Anyways, is that an X16 there, probably, which goes over to X4. So you can do something like adding in a capture card. When you have a GPU this small, you can add in a capture card, or you can add in a USB PCIe card, or even an M.2 carrier card. Let's look at our rear I/O here. Okay, now ASRock is not the most generous when it comes to rear I/O, which is why you don't want to lose out on that USB Type-C header that's in there. So is it a 7600? No, this was a couple months ago. They sent this to me, or a month and a half ago. So this is a 6600, which they're probably going to switch. Maybe they'll switch over to the 7600. It depends on availability, man. Always. So here's one of the reasons they chose this motherboard. Wi-Fi 6E. Now, just to be clear about that, the difference between Wi-Fi 6 and Wi-Fi 6E is not just a letter. It is a massive difference in bandwidth. So yeah, that's a really nice thing to have on a budget-oriented motherboard. And then you have your two USB 2.0. There's a display port and HDMI, which you're not going to use because this is a 12100F, so there's no built-in video. You have a USB 3.0, or no, this is USB 3.0 right here with a 2.5 gig Ethernet. And then you have a Type-C connector here, which does not list the bandwidth. And this is probably a 10 gig USB Type-A right there. So it's not bad, actually. I mean, you've got five Type-A ports and one Type-C port. For a gaming-oriented PC, this is plenty. Now, if you're talking about a sim racing PC, that's different, but we're not talking about that. We're talking about a standard gaming-oriented PC. And then this GPU has one HDMI and 3 DisplayPort connectors. Pretty standard. Pretty standard. So, I guess what we'll do from now... Oh, yeah, actually, let's see if we can take a look at the power supply here and how that was managed. So, yeah, it's an EVGA power supply. They make wonderful power supplies. Yeah, as you can see with this cable management, they didn't just try to hide everything, and I like that. It's just managed and neat. You have, looks like you can put two 3.5-inch hard drives here or 2.5-inch SSDs mounted here. And you do have those two connectors that come with the motherboard, and everything else is just tucked under there. So this is not a modular power supply. This is a fixed power supply, so you don't have to worry about not getting all your cables with the PSU. Mike... So, Braythorn, it's negotiating line, especially with brokers. If I buy all my kit from you, what is my incentive from you, seller, to close that sale? I recommended Intel i3 buyers ask for free with board and memory purchase. I'm not selling anything. I'm not selling anything. Braythorn, you going to DreamHack IEM this weekend? Yes. Probably just for 1 or 2 days, but yeah. And it was very last minute. The electric tape on the splitter cables is chef's kiss. Been doing it for so many years. Stints, absolutely. Yeah, you know, I don't know if you've been in chat with TJ before, but y'all get along really well. He's a super down-to-earth dude who definitely is an enthusiast, and you know, is really just good at what he does, and he loves what he does. So let's put this here. For some reason, there is some airflow here. I'm not sure why. But there's airflow here, and there's like is this removable? This is non-removable mesh here. So I guess if they wanted to have this design here of these just sort of Morse code looking dots, I wonder what that says. Because they wanted to have that there, they wanted to make sure it was not unfiltered, which, thank you, Deep Cool, that's a good idea. That's smart. Let's close this back up. I'm not going to take this thing apart. I will mention, though, I did find something here. And this is the kind of thing, if you find it, they will just send you a replacement part. I need to make sure, okay, there you can kind of see it. This is dented up here. This panel got dented. Probably can be fixed with just bending it back yourself, but not something you should have to do when you're buying something new. You can see the dent kind of goes all along that way. Let's try to add some light to it just to show here. So yeah, I would add one more in the front, one top rear at least. Absolutely. I don't know why this light goes to 0% when I didn't tell it to. Okay, so let's try to get some light on this. There we go. I had it right there. You see that crease? It goes all along the top of the panel. This is the right side panel, the one you don't really look at, which is good because if there was an impact on the other side, it might have broken because that's glass. But yeah, there's a crease all along this. You might be able to just grab it and bend it back, but I would just contact Alexander PCs because this is so cheap to ship out. They'll just ship you a replacement and maybe have you send this one back. I don't know. Oops, let's not do that. Okay. But this just slides in there. And as you can see, good cable management means not having to push down on it, which that was a trick we all did. It was just a push. I'll cable manage it later. It looks like that crease kind of continues down here at the bottom. It's also down here a little bit, and you can actually kind of see it already, but try to get a good angle on that. It's really subtle, and that's the thing about this color is that it doesn't, well, I mean, it would show even less on a black case, but yeah, it's just a little dented. It's really, to me, that's not a deal breaker because you don't really look at the side of the case. But if you're, and yeah, there we go, that's fine. Okay. All right. The only question is, okay, here, hold on. There we go. I'm still getting used to this setup, by the way. $4060 Ti outsold 7600 in the first week of trade supply, 28-1 to SI pre-builts, but 6600 to 6700, I get that over either. I mean, the pricing is incredible on those. Price to performance is very good. I am excited about the 7600. I am excited about that because of the price drop. I do want to see how the performance is, though. But, you know, AV1 is important to me. I'm currently streaming to YouTube in AV1. Why is it not focused on me? Focus on me. I'm the star, not the computer. Okay. Yeah, I'm now, right now, streaming to YouTube with AV1. So, you know, you could have a $260 GPU that has a, you know, similar AV1 encoding to this 4090 here. You know, that's awesome. That is very cool. And the 4060 Ti ostensibly offers the same thing. It's just that memory bandwidth. Well, not the memory bus width is what I mean to say, is unfortunate. And yeah, I know there's more. We're not talking about the 4060 Ti right now. Don't even let me don't even get me started. Don't get me started. Okay, so the idea now is that we want to test this as is, and the focus of our testing, I'll say it again, we're not out just to benchmark something that's been benchmarked a million times. That doesn't help you. We're gonna make sure the thermals are solid. That's really all we need to do. Once you know, hey, this is put together well, you find out from other people if the service is good and the technical support is good, cool. That's, you know, then you're 2 for 2. And then you make sure that it can actually use the components put in there because the thermal design is good and the build quality is good. Like, that's really what we're here to do. So how should I do this? I should put this here, but I'm going to block my, oh my God, my chat right here. Sweet, I'm going Saturday and Sunday. Yeah, I'm not sure how much I'm going to do there because I live in Texas, so I'm just driving to that. When I fly to an event, I usually do more. I'm like, I try to be there as much as possible, but you know, I'm gonna see what I can do. I know I'm planning to be on a podcast with the Lost Drake, the Pardon the Distraction podcast. And I know Roby wants to do something, which is super exciting. So I always love doing stuff with Roby. Don't tell him I said that. He doesn't need any more ego. He's got enough. Right, I get that. However, some of the audience like me is here for either purchase tips or build tips or tips generally. Well, of course. And that's the thing about it is, Mike, is that I have to tread a very fine line. I don't want to give financial advice. I want to inform. The best thing that anyone can do for themselves is gather information to make an informed decision, rather than being like, what do I buy? Tell me what to get. Because you know what's best for you, or at least you will as soon as you have all the relevant information. That's really my job, is to be like, look at this. It costs this much. In my opinion, it's put together well, and it doesn't overheat. Then you get to decide for yourself if your budget is around $900. You know what? That's what I want. This comes in black and in white. You can get it at AMD, or you can get it with Intel. Bam. And there are more options as well, which we're going to take a look at. Let's actually take a look at that now. How does that sound? Let's see here. Before we start this thing up, we're going to take a look at the options that you have when you purchase this. But yeah, my thing is I have to maintain a level of neutrality. Okay, I can tell you guys, you know what, I like these guys. That shouldn't factor into your decision whether you're going to buy it or not. It's just, I need to know, I want to know the people behind a company. because it tells you a lot about the man, this is such a weird topic, okay? I need to maintain neutrality, or I shouldn't be on YouTube, period. And I can't do that while also giving you definitive answers as to what to buy. That is not maintaining neutrality, okay? My job is to inform, and it's like, you know, I'm a fan of stints. Should I just say, just buy stints built PCs? That's it. No, I mean, stints, you're probably gonna say yes. But no, I can't do that. It's not ideal. It's not helping, because they can't, I mean, stints, you're a hard worker, buddy, but you can't fill the entire market. You can't cover the entire market. Our Discord is good to help anyone who needs assistance with their PC needs. Very true. And yes, we're going to get back to doing the PC assistance streams where I do get more into personal recommendations, but that's because if I tell you in a video, hey, this is right for you, I'm lying because I don't know you. I don't know exactly what you need. I cannot put that in video form because every individual has individual needs. So if I make a video, this is the best pre-built. It'll be right for a few people. That's it. And the rest of it, I'm lying to them. Okay? So I cannot give definitive answers as to what to buy by the nature of the anonymity of my audience. So on the streams, you have to answer a list of questions on the Twitch streams. You answer a list of questions, and only then will I make a recommendation. Based on all of the SIs I've looked at over the last 2.5 years, all of that, I don't know, 2 years, how long have I don't know how long I've been doing this, but all of the SIs I've looked at, all of the reporting I've gotten back, first-party reporting from people in the community, things like that, that's how I make that informs my recommendations. So I feel more comfortable doing that once I know the person who's asking a little bit better. So I hope you get that. And I hope that makes sense. I was hacked so hard I had to reboot. Okay. Just bought very first PC from Alexander PCs today using your code and based off the good feedback given in your channel. Awesome. Very cool. Congratulations. I don't have the LGN thing on here right now, unfortunately. But congratulations. Yeah, Roby got some of us hooked up for the LAN so we can all play together. Sweet. Should I bring a PC with me? Man, I need a frag box. I still haven't finished basically I need to do a second review for this second. It's so similar to the first one though, the Falcon Northwest PC. But after that, he'll probably want to send me a frag box. It's just a move meant that my review got pushed back months. He's so cool though. Kelt is so cool. I need to send him an email just to check in with him. But anyways. All right, let me just get... Kids, don't vape. It's not good for you. Let me mute super loud. Now, what might be more helpful for you, for anyone looking for actual tips on what to buy, I do have a video that goes over all of the questions that I ask in the streams, so you can ask yourself those questions. That is a definite must-watch if you're looking for answers on that, or some guidance on that. And it helps a lot to just sit there. I know it's like a 45-minute video, but after that 45 minutes, it'll be like you've done research for 45 days, okay? Because as you're researching it for yourself, you'll slowly ask yourself these questions, but this puts them right at the forefront. So it's a highly recommended video for that reason. I've been checking out the Computex stuff, lots of very interesting cases and fans. I was just mentioning the Deep Cool modular one looks amazing, looks really good. That passive one was cool too, but what's your take on HDD for archive? It's great for archive. That's, I mean, it's more for redundancy. It's really awesome. If it's something you don't need to access quickly, absolutely, go for it. It's so cheap. It's so cheap. If you're looking to archive on a budget, yeah. If you're looking to have mass storage. You might like this, Mike. Check this out. This is a relic of my days taking apart hard drives for security reasons back when I was an IT admin. It's a whole stack of platters. And I was thinking about putting them up as decoration, but they're so mirror reflective. Any light, see that light? Yeah, we don't want that. We don't want that in the background. Mr. Heavy Hitters, what's up, my friend? How's it going? DIY tip, open box case is actually always for free from a retailer if you know how to ask. Free. Huh. I mean, always is a really strong word. But yeah, I figured you might like that. This is what the inside of a hard drive is. It's got fingerprints on it. Sorry. Let's move that one because that's going to be, oh, that's really tight on there. But it's like they're like a mirror. I mean, look at that. Look, there you guys are. Hey, what's up, chat? So these are really cool. And yeah, that was I kind of miss being an IT admin and making decisions like that and building out networks and things like that. That was fun. It was annoying a lot of the time too. Anyway, okay, so let's get this thing powered up. Take a look at what it looks like. I don't have what I used to have, which was one button that turned off all of my lights. I missed that, but that's okay. We can get our thingies here. I've been trying to decide how I want to show the PC screen, and I think what I might do is just connect. I have a small monitor, connect that, and also just mirror that screen to the capture card. I didn't set up the input the source for that. I need to do that real quick. Oh, Brave's got scheduled for an interview for a junior network engineer. Heck yeah, nice. Good luck with that. Absolutely. We just put them in a drill press and then an industrial shredder. Yeah, sure. But I didn't have much to do that day, so I was like, let me take these apart. I had never taken apart hard drives before, and it was actually pretty cool. The read-write heads, all that stuff, the crazy powerful magnets that are in there were really cool. I had a whole bunch of them for like fridge magnets, but you gotta be careful because there's like kind of pointy parts, not sharp, but pointy parts on them. For the mounting hardware for those magnets. Pretty cool stuff. I was thinking of building with the 7800X3D and 4070 Ti, but I'm leaning more towards a 12700KF with a 4070 Ti. Okay, Cody, is what it always comes down to is what is it for? What is the PC for? The main purpose. Is it strictly gaming? Go with the 7800X3D as soon as you know that all the BIOS shenanigans are taken care of, which I hear that they have fixed most of that. But Caesar Vega, how are you doing? I always love enthusiasm like that. Do you have a new studio? I do. It's a new house, new studio. And that's why I've been gone for months. I mean, I started doing content again, but streams weren't a thing. And this AC is doing a wonderful job because it is so hot in here and I am not feeling it that much. A little bit. Also, I can't find my Lazy Susan. This sucks. Need to find that. Okay, let's get this thing powered on and see what she looks like. Yeah, that makes a difference. Actually, this kind of looks good without the big light. This looks really good without the big light. Well, whatever. Either way. Oh, I didn't flip the switch here. Thank you, Alexander PCs, for not leaving that flipped on. Like to see that power supply switch to the 0. And guys, I'll show you what that means in a bit, but let's power this up. There you go. That is so clean. Look at that. Absolutely, look. Under 900 bucks. Does it look like it's under $900? Just give me your first answer on that. What do you think? Does this look like it's under 900 bucks at first glance? Thank you. You're welcome. Is these Skytech or iBuyPower? This is Alexander PCs. I had that modern tank, and I miss. My lungs don't. Oh, okay. Nice, Cody. Yeah. Don't miss it. It's not good for you. It's a bad habit. Akshat says, a very third and simple question. Is X6 RTX 4070 Ti by Zydax worth it for the price? I don't know what you're using your system for. I'm a student who always use a very basic Windows laptop. If you're not trying to, if you don't need to game or anything, if you're just using it for basic uses, then it's too much. For gaming, I love my 5800X 3D, and with a 4070 Ti, I don't feel that's going to last you a long time for gaming. 13600K over. That's why I was going to stints. That's exactly what I was going to go for once I had an answer. 13600K is amazing for the price. It's so good. Caesar says no. $1,000. Nope, exactly. I would say more than 900. Absolutely. By looks, no. When I see parts, yes. Loving the studio break. Thank you. I appreciate that. It's still very much a work in progress. Wait, man, give me a year, and I'm gonna have the most insane studio for under 100, under 50,000 subscriber YouTuber. I just go overboard for everything. That is the policy. I had the light a little hot. That's what it was. So this, to me, man, it just looks super slick. Look at that RAM. Like this, the fact that it's not bargain bin RAM, which is fine, okay? And it's also DDR4 3600 rather than 3200. I need to see what the actual, what the cast latency is. I'm not too sure. But yeah, so let me get the stuff together to get this hooked up. Again, because this is my first time, I didn't have that ready. The first time doing this in a long time. So I guess I'll hook this guy up right here. And I will separately have it going into the capture card. I just need a sec. Is that going to be in the way? No, it's not. Not bad. Okay, so I had that cable for this over here. Give me a sec, guys. 1 second. It's not going to reach from there. Just pull it out from the cable management that I did. If I can, I can't. Well, all right. There's no getting that out. So what I need, give me a sec, guys. I'll be right back. I just need power for this thing. And I'll mute this. Okie doke, that's a lot of cables. All right. It's fine. It's fine. Hope you guys didn't miss me. Hola, bienvenidos al canal de Breton. Look at the secondary. What? Not a bad deal there. Just CPU and GPU by themselves are about. Wait, what? Skytech is 7700X with the 7900 XTX for $2,500 right now. Yeah, that's really good. This XTX is 7900 XTX is a pretty beastly. Almost got it today, but I talked myself into their deal there with 13900K with 4090. Woo, buddy. Look at the secondary components, Clint. Yeah, I mean, yeah, absolutely. They're pretty solid though. They're pretty solid. They don't go for the absolute bargain bin stuff usually over there. Like they understand that certain motherboards aren't suited to powering a 13900K. Love how they don't put on here. Yeah, good. First guess. They have a couple of USB-Cs. They don't say which one is for power. Okay, that powered it right up. Awesome. It's a nice little monitor. It's a, I think it's 1080p 144. Man, I don't know. I don't remember. It's not 4K though. But remember, we're not trying to go for 4K performance here. That's not going to work out well. We don't want that. It's not what we're after with this system. Oh, sick. That's a nice background. Okay, we'll do that, and then I'll connect this to the capture card. Hit myself in the eye with it, which is awesome. Love that for me. Love that. It's great. And I'll put this here. There we go. I don't like having wired headphones when I got to do stuff like this, but I don't have anything. I mean, I have some wireless earbuds that have a USB-C dongle. That would, I mean, that PC is where it would go. But you don't get real-time monitoring that way, unfortunately. Okay, let's get some peripherals hooked up to this. And then I need to set up the capture to it. So the downside right now to the studio is that I don't have climate control in here to where I have a consistent temperature. You have to have some pretty powerful cooling for that. So unfortunately, that's not a thing yet. Okay, so let's go here, and I'm going to... Let's go to this. You're going to see yourselves for a bit there. That's not what I intend to show, actually. Let's add... There's going to be a... Here, let's go back to the main cam while I do this. No, I can't. I cannot do that. I need to be on that. Okay. Actually, lots of that. I hope you guys like that transition. You just saw it a whole bunch. Okay. So we're adding a video capture device. Not behind that. There we go. Do that. Control F. Bam! There you go. Nice. Very nice. I like. Okay. Did you also get a portable monitor breakthrough? I've had that one for a while. Yeah, for all the travel I was doing. Varies on which components. Some of you more cautious with. The secondary market has great deals. Oh, I see what you're saying. Is the case mid or micro tower? It's micro tower, but from micro ATX. It's mid tower, micro ATX, MATX. It's a mid-tower sized case for sure, but it is for an M-ATX or smaller motherboard. All right, so time for me to crash. I'll stop in for the VOD. Good night, Stints Built. Oh, yeah. Okay. You got it, Stints. Thanks for coming in. Always appreciate you. Thank you for helping out with modding, by the way. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. My job is in the channel trade for CPUs and GPUs. Cool. Man, you've been through some ups and downs then in the last few years, haven't you? The channel went nuts. Okay, so let me make sure that I have this set to duplicate displays. Okay, so this, we need to do 1080p on both. Set this one as my main, it already is, and duplicate. There we go. And they should both be on 1080p. There we go. And if we go to advanced, it's going to limit our, 144. Okay, so that's this one. And if we go to display the CamLink Pro, it'll limit it to 29.97, which is what the stream has. So that's fine. So that's cool. That's cool that we can duplicate the displays, but it has separate frame rates. That's pretty sweet. Okay, so let's get into this. Let's see, I've got this guy here. Got all my testing stuff on this. If you guys want, I can show you how to install that USB Type-C add-in card, basically. It's not an add-in card for PCIe, but it is a PCIe slot add-in thing. Okay, so we go to benchmark, and I'm actually just going to copy. I have some old benchmarks on here. Just copy this over to the desktop here. Let's take a look what this already comes with, though, okay? So, while that copies over. So that's the benchmark folder I just moved in. There's something in the recycle bin, which is odd. What is in the recycle bin? Okay, it doesn't like that. I'll let it do that. It's got TeamViewer on here, so that's probably for remoting in if you need some tech support. Core temp reader here, so this will monitor temperature and other processor-related information. They got Furmark already installed. That saves me the trouble. Very cool. And the App Shop, don't know what that's about. Oh, ASRock Utility App Shop. Okay, so that's for the motherboard. I don't have that many ASRock. I haven't had that many ASRock motherboards, so that was not familiar to me. They already installed Google Chrome, so you don't have to go through the gaslighting that Microsoft Edge does to you when you want to just go install Chrome or Firefox. Okay. All right, Mike Brazone wants a CPU and GPU that I want, and it'll let me know the wholesale and cost. All right, I want to be. Okay, how about give me 4 1080 Ti's? How can I get that? What's the price on that? I want to go quad 1080 Ti's. Okay. Now what I can do, actually, I've got the monitor right here. Why am I trying to look at my capture? Okay. I don't know why this got stuck. It's like it's stuck or something. What's going on? Speed 0 bytes. That's weird. Did I nudge it? I probably bumped it. Let's cancel that and redo it. That's the problem with not having one on top. This cable is not long, so it doesn't want to... Oh, there was a recycle bin. AMD Software Adrenaline Edition. So yeah, we don't have NVIDIA GeForce Experience. New Spartan Wrap APC Wallpaper 2K. So that's the new wallpaper they've got. And I'm guessing that's actually for a wrap that they did on a PC. And it's sick. I love that. The primary colors, the design, really cool. All right, so this is hung up because I bumped the drive. Oops. Now, something like this, you could actually take a drive that has stuff that like your game library, your Steam library, and actually put it into that M.2 socket on the motherboard, and bam, it's part of the system. But this drive enclosure should do the job. It's just, let me just delete the folder and I'll redo it. Oh my God, stop. I messed that up, didn't I? It's not open. Okay, one thing, Alexander PCs, I know this is a preference thing, but I would have moved the start menu over to the left. Yeah, okay, we're going to do a reboot. You see, I'm used to it being on the left. Okay, anytime. My lord, it's a Braithorn stream. Binary Theory, what's up, buddy? How's it going? It's been a minute, huh? Might have Mac OS in the recycle bin. Odds are, right? And the 7800X 3D for sure. Wait, what did he say, Henry? Henry said... Gaming, MSFS, DCS, Combat Sim. Okay, yeah. 700X 3D will pretty much smoke everything else. Well, not, I mean, other than a 13900 KS. Like, that's going to be a tough battle. No, leave in center. You got to change with the times. No! I don't, no. No feature creep for me. Thank you. I'll let that restart. So, you know what? How about a tour of the pegboard? How about I tell you guys what I got up there? Because it's probably, these look like torture devices, I know. If you're not into woodworking, you won't know what those are. They look like torture devices, I know. But these are actually my favorite kind of saw for woodworking. These are Japanese pole saw style saws, and some of them are actually Japanese. They call them razors. This is a razor saw right here, and it has for both a you can do rip cuts and what is it with the grain? What is it called? And against the grain. You can cut with or against the grain with this. It has both sides, and you don't. The cut is not on the push with this; it's on the pull. So there's a lot better control over that. Man, this thing is taking a long time to restart. It did not like that at all. That's my bad. I always put the protector over the rip cut side because that can cut in. Okay, hold on. Be very careful with these. They're very sharp. But the thing is how thin they are. With how thin this is, there's so little kerf on that. It's really nice. Kerf is lost material. So if you're cutting and you draw a line, you don't get exactly a perfect split. You lose some wood that turns into sawdust while you're cutting. And I've just got 3 different versions of that. A couple of hammers there, ball peen and claw hammer. I've got a rubber mallet. And I have my old smithing hammer up here for no reason. It's not like I'm ever going to do any smithing again, but this was my old smithing hammer. It's just a 3-pounder, and I have a rounded side and a flatter side. So, yeah. Actually took a painted hammer, and I sanded it down and stained it, and even did a little burning on the grip there, and I love the way this thing turned out. Then there is, the part of it's blocked off. You can't see all of it because of the PC there. But there's all measuring stuff here. Stud finder, different measuring tools, squares, carpenter squares there, bunch of zip ties there. And this is cool. I've got the Bosch Chameleon. I swapped out the old Bosch 12-volt drill that I had, and now I've got the Bosch Chameleon. And this thing is cool because you can change out the heads on it. So if I want to go with a 90-degree, because I've got like some kind of difficult bend to get into. I actually have to, you can sort of determine how you want it to sit. There we go. So just whatever direction you need to go in, you can kind of, this is really cool. And there's another head for, there's an offset. The offset one's really cool, and it actually helped me install something the other day. I have a game room that I'm putting together too, like, PC gaming room as well. That'll be kind of cool to show off once it's done. But that is not the priority, so there's really not much I've done with it yet. Then I've got my networking tools, for Ethernet, all of that. Clamps, there's a whole bunch of clamps over there blocked off by this. You can't see it. I've got my level up there as well. I have a 4-foot level that doesn't fit up here. Then I have stuff like really cool ventilator mask there, heat gun for the liquid cooling stuff I'm going to be doing. This thing's still, I'm going to do a hard shutdown. Let's just hold that down. It really got stuck in that process, and that's my fault. Let me give this a little bit of strain relief real quick. There we go. Because it was hanging off of the connector, so. All right, powering that back up. And then the GN and LTT screwdrivers, respectfully. Yeah, well, hammers and straws are great for working on some PCs. The hammer for sure. But yeah, here I have the whole lineup of the Gamers Nexus teardown, GPU teardown toolkit, and of course, the LTT screwdriver right there. And I've got the LTT stubby screwdriver they sent me right here. I'm kidding. It just looks kind of like it. It's not. For a second, y'all were like, what? You got that connection? No. Mjolnir, is that you? Yeah, from the hammer. Clamps. Oh, you got to have them. You got to have clamps. Definitely want to hang out with you to learn the ways of liquid cooling. Well, I mean, I got to hang out with people who taught me because I had never done hardline liquid cooling. But we'll do a video on it. In fact, we took video to do to edit together a more detailed video on that. This is not displaying anything. What the heck happened? What is going on here? This could be a non-starter here. Maybe I screwed it up. I don't know. Honestly, it shouldn't have done that. I'll reseat the... let's do this. I'll start it up. Give them the clamps. Look at that. What did I do? Unless it was displaying and this thing just shut off to save power. Let me see. It could have done. Okay, rebooting the portable monitor. What the heck is going on here? Okay. Okay, so let me disconnect the... So it'll definitely go to the portable monitor because I need to see this. It's a little hard to see up there. But it was showing the BIOS splash screen. I wonder if it's trying to boot from this, so I'll remove this. Well, no, I guess it just does not like the portable monitor. Okay, let me bring this back up here. I'll just maximize this. Press F2. Okay, all right, we got a thing happening. I like it when things happen. It's just bringing it down, and it's coming back up. It just took a while. Okay, we're back, baby. There we go. That was all me, and I think it was trying to boot off of the M.2 enclosure here. So let's... Ooh, now I'm nervous about using this. But it's not resting on the cable anymore, so we should be good. Let me get out of this preview window here. There we go. Just so I can see chat. Gotta see chat, man. There we go. You know what? I'm really glad that What's-Their-Face gave up on on trolling. That was nice. Okay. Who was saying that? Hold on. You know what? Maybe I want to go back to this microphone because there'll be less noise that way. Oh no. Oh no. How did the Australians say it? Oh no. Oh no. I can't do it. I've done so many I used to do acting stuff and I've done so many accents. I never got the Australian one down. It was always one of the hardest ones for me. All right. The AverMedia arm here, the cable management thing on it, is the worst if you have a thick XLR cable. I hate it. There we go. Got it. Okay. I just kind of want to go back to this mic right here because it sounds better. Okay. Whatever happened to the animated fish tank? I don't know. That pegboard does look pretty sweet. Thank you, Binary Theory. Appreciate that. Those are dope saws. They are. The really small one actually is really good for just little cuts. How do I get the wallpaper? Talk to Alexander PCs. Are they going to change the 6600 to the 7600? I don't know. That might be the case. Might be idea for Swarm Night. Alucard, a watch party. A watch party for new episodes of Electro. Oh, nice. You talking about Futurama? Heck yeah. Put it on the Discord. They probably have it on their Discord, so I shouldn't take away from them for that. Go check out the Alexander PC's Discord. It's a really cool community. Okay, but we're doing this now. Sorry, I got distracted. Okay. Now, I should be able to delete this folder. I just don't want to. Let's delete that. It's out. And we'll try re-copying. And we'll move over the Steam library as well. That's going to take a bit longer. 525 gigs. Good Lord. You see why I say a 500 gig M.2 drive is, or a 500 gig SSD is not enough for a pre-built? I don't care what the budget is, but look at this. We're taking up, just with this, transferring this one Steam library over, which is not all of my games. It's maybe like 6 or 7 games. That's huge. Yeah, that's going to be going for a while. Maybe I should, you know what? I should stop that and I'll just run it off of the drive. That's actually what I intended to do and I forgot. We'll just stop that. We'll put the kibosh on that. Okay. So let's get to some benchmarks. Let's get to some benchies. Let's go. So let's start with Cinebench. Always like to start there. Okay. Is Call of Duty one of these games? No, it's not. I don't have that set up as one of the games. I probably should. It's just I never play COD, so... Yes, thank you. Go away. Oh, I guess I have to agree, maybe? Okay. Can I just do this now? There we go. So let's run a single benchmark here. Multi-core. This is not going to be that... Oh, it's not going to let me until I agree to this, but it's not... There's nowhere to agree to it. What the heck? What do you want from me? Oh, it's there. It's down here. See, okay, real quick, we're going to do 2 very necessary things, all right? We're going to go here, and we're going to go to... Did I do this wrong? Okay. Taskbar behaviors. Taskbar alignment to the left. Thank you very much. And we'll go back to that. And we will automatically hide the taskbar. There we go. That would have avoided that issue altogether. Yeah, this is not going to be that impressive. This is a 4-core, 8-thread CPU. It's not going to be a Cinebench monster, that is for sure. But we still need to get a read on it, so we'll do that. I forgot, hold on, let's stop this. I forgot to set up, hold on. I need to set up monitoring while we're doing that. We need to see what the CPU temperature gets up to. Okay, so we got that up, cool. And then we'll just go to hardware info 64. I should get the portable version of this, but I'm used to just installing it. Well, you know what? Let's bring up both. Okay, Intel Raptor Lake. Let's try to... I don't think I can resize. Whoa, buddy. Where are you going? What the heck happened? Come on, man. I'm not used to doing this in 1080p. Okay, all right. So let's try that again. Now, can I resize this? No, I can't. So I'll just have to bring up hardware info 64 over everything else. And we actually need to view the sensors, guys. What's going on? I guess I got to do that separately. Okay, so we can actually see the clocks and all that. Let's see. Here we go. So 4 cores, 8 threads. Showing the amount of cache as well. 58 watt TDP. Definitely easy to run on a tower cooler, that's for sure. And yeah, 12100F. And then the ASRock B760M Pro RS D4 Wi-Fi. So this is a B760. That means that though you can put in something like a 13600K in this motherboard, it will not be able to utilize your standard overclocking that comes with a K-SKU Intel processor. That's just not available here. But you know what? Most people Don't overclock. It's just a fact. They want something that's going to be fast without them messing with it. Overclocking is a niche thing. So this makes a ton of sense. And you can still benefit from all the cores you get from something like a 13600K. It's like it was the same thing, with the 12600K, you would have the 6 performance cores and 4 efficiency cores, but the 12600 non-K SKU did not have the efficiency cores. So even if you could not use the overclocking, you wanted those extra efficiency cores, you would get the K SKU processor. So those are the kinds of things to think about when you're looking at an upgrade path for the future. This comes with a 12th gen Intel CPU, but it's the 700 series B760. So that's like the motherboard that came out with 13th gen. But it wouldn't matter. Even if it was a B660, that could still take a 13th gen processor, and you would get the benefit of the cores, which would help a lot with Cinebench, which we're about to run. Okay, let me actually close this, and here we go. Here we go. Sensors. It was right here all along. Okay. There is something I wanted to see from the summary as well, though. It's on the RAM. Clock. Timing. Cast latency is 17. That's interesting. Usually you'll see 18 or 16, but this is 17. Very interesting. But you see the clocks are at 1796. That's pretty much 1800. That's how you get your DDR4 3600 because it's double data rate. So you double that, and that's how you get your mega transfers per second, which they call megahertz in the industry for some reason. Whatever. We've gone over that before. Okay, let's close that up right. Well, yeah, let's close that up right here. We got to get this going. Show that. Cool. We'll have our temps right here, and our clocks right there. So. And I cannot minimize that at all. So let's bring this over to the right. Is this really going to open up? Yeah, it is. Let me close this. There we go. Okay, let's get her going. Okay, she's running. She's running. We are at 53C now. Again, you're not going to see overheating here. It's just not going to happen. 55C is the maximum. This cooler is overkill for this, meaning you can carry the cooler over to, say, a 12600K processor or a 13400, which has a lot of efficiency cores as well. That kind of thing. Yeah, you can totally carry that over. Because look, I mean, we're sitting at 55 Celsius right now. It's so low. I heard you need 12 gigs to play the latest games. It depends on the game. But yeah, with only 4 cores and 8 threads, this is not going to be a Cinebench top performer, that's for sure. What's your thoughts about Paradox Customs? They are a system integrator. They put together some really good looking PCs, that's for sure. Actually, I have an interview with the owner, if you want to check that out. Arpit, I have that from CES. So you can see what you think right there. Just watched your pre-build video. Amazing. Rumdeuter? Is that what that says? Ramduder? Rumdeuter. I don't know how to pronounce your name. I'm trying my best. But I've got a lot of pre-built videos, so you might have to narrow that down for me. A functional motherboard for anything else but overclocking the CPU. Yep. Of my 3 work PCs, the oldest functioning system. Oh, what did we get? Sorry, I didn't see. Our max temperature was 59 Celsius. You're not going to overheat this thing. I'm in a garage in Texas, okay, with a little AC unit doing its best. This thing is going to run super cool because they overbuilt on the cooling. So, yeah, you're good on that. Now what we do, we got 8367, all right? That's not great, but this is not for Cinema 4D. Which is what this is a benchmark for. This is not a production kind of PC for content creation. That's not what this is for. If you're looking for something like that, you're going to need something that's going to be a little higher end with more I/O and more cores and more RAM. This is 16 gigs of RAM. Now let's take a look really quick at what you can actually get. Oh, wrong mouse. This is what always happens when I have more than one mouse. There we go. Whoop, my bad. I would have to move all that. Okay. So, taking a look at Alexander PCs here, we go to products and we go to pre-configured models, go to all gaming desktops, and then sort by price low to high. You'll see the lowest price one, of course, is the Auxilia. You have it in AMD and in Intel. So here's my take on that, okay? The AMD one is going to perform great, okay? It's going to have a 5500, a Ryzen 5 5500, 6 cores, 12 threads. That's more cores and more threads than the Intel system. However, Ryzen 5000 series does not have a big upgrade path. It is now EOL, right? Whereas, well, of course, after this generation, after 13th gen of Intel, so is LGA 1700. So Intel is going to be EOL once they come out with their new socket and new processors, because they only give you 2 CPU generations per socket. Thanks, Intel. Anyway, but yeah, you could go up to 1500X 3D in that system. You could do that. And when I was in LA the last time, when I went up there for the SkyTech project, I went to the Best Buy there because let me tell you, even at oh my God, Micro Center. Even at Micro Center, they didn't have any 5800X 3Ds in stock. Best Buy did, and it was like $300. It was on sale. So a 5800X 3D is still a top-tier gaming CPU, okay? 8 cores, 16 threads, 3D V-cache, can't overclock it, but man, for gaming, it's a monster still. So you could do that with this. However, there are a lot more options for 12th and 13th gen Intel, which is why I generally will recommend the Intel system here. But if you want that 5800X 3D and you know where you can buy one, you could totally get this, upgrade that later on or whatever, and you've got a monster machine right there, a monster. And of course, GPU can be upgraded as well. But looking at the one we're looking at now, that's this guy right here. It's $938 on the site, but with code OCB, you get $50 off. That makes this $888, okay? And here are the upgrades that you can do and the price changes that that causes. You can go from 16 gigs of this special edition Kingston Fury Beast RGB, DDR4 3600 to 32. That brings the price up to $998. You're doubling your RAM, okay, for $60. The other side of it here is that you can get a 2 terabyte Kingston NV2, and the price change on that brings it up to also $998. So you're doubling your storage for $60. So for $120 more, this would make it $1,008. You're getting it with 32 gigs of RAM and a 2 terabyte Kingston NV2. That's probably going to be better off on the AMD system because you have more cores. This is if you're going to be using it for more multitasking, running more applications at the same time, that kind of thing. That's why you would want to have that 32 gigs of RAM. Or if you're only going to be gaming, but you're going to be playing Escape from Tarkov, or modded Skyrim, or modded Minecraft, those can take more memory. So having 32 gigs is going to become almost a necessity at that point. And adding $60 to this still makes it very affordable. You're talking about $948. There you go. But yeah, those are the options that you have right there. Plus, you get to choose your whatever color you want for your cables, your cable extensions. Anything from their library, which is very extensive. They also offer financing as well with Shop Pay right there. And they tell you all of the theory behind what they chose and why. So if you want to read that, it will be slightly different between the AMD and the Intel system. Yeah, but something like this, you could totally drop a 13600K in there with this cooler, and it would be fine. And you'd have so many cores. So many. That's 6 performance cores and 8 efficiency cores. Pretty crazy. Yeah. And yeah, this tower cooler should be able to handle it. We couldn't even put a dent in the temps when we ran Cinebench. And to be fair, it didn't do very well because it's only got a few cores. Anyway, $300 for a 5500X3 is still a solid deal for a solid CPU. Absolutely. Yeah, it came out for $450, right? 1500X3D cost retailers around 274, so it's not going down much, but 700X3D has a lot of wiggle room at $399, even with the 32 gig kit. Basically, one free upgrade with the code. True, Alucard, that's a good way to look at it. Paradox Custom, okay. Johnny, why are you posting that? What am I supposed to get from that? I already posted my question in Discord, but if Bray Thorin could give his opinion on stream, it would be better for what? What are we looking at? Would you please take a look at... that's not what we're doing on this stream. And also, you would need to answer a bunch of questions for me to determine whether it's right for you anyway. So I am sorry. That's what the techies can help you with. You have to answer a list of questions or else you're not getting accurate recommendations. So if that's too much for you, then you're taking a gamble and you'll have to be okay with that. Anyway, back to the business at hand. Let me bring this back up. There we go. And we're back in our system. So what we'll run now, let's see how our GPU temps are. Okay. Go ahead and close that up right there. And they already have FurMark installed here, so we'll just run it. Okay, GPU stress test. Do it at your own risk. Yes. Okay. Okay, let's minimize that. You had to go so far to get to your GPU. Okay, there we go. All right, so we are currently running at 122 FPS. Okay, this is the GPU stress test. All FurMark really is a power virus. Okay. You're just causing the GPU to pull and use as much power as possible. That's what FurMark is, what it does, and it's awesome. So, with that in mind, you're really putting it through the ringer, and that's the goal. So we've been running this far. We're at maximum 71 degrees Celsius. So we're kind of approaching where it's a little bit warm. You generally want to stay under 80 degrees Celsius. It depends on the GPU, but that's usually a good sort of rule of thumb there. Let me make sure I stay in frame or Cuddles is going to yell at me if he has to edit this. Henry Harrison, many will use it. Absolutely. Great stream, Ray. Going to head out. Have a good night. CPU build. You got it. Let's talk later. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, Skytech, most SIs have the 7800X3D now. Just make sure wherever you're getting your system from that they're going to give you the most up-to-date BIOS as possible, because that was an issue where there were a few cases of them burning up. Speaking of power virus, right? Okay, so our max temperature, 73 degrees Celsius. That is totally doable. Not a problem at all. What you would probably benefit from here is getting... Let me go to this camera. If you want to help with your GPU temperatures, probably the most beneficial thing you could do is shift these two fans up, get yourself another fan, put it down there. That's going to get more direct to the GPU. Your air that comes in from the front that stays near the bottom, that goes right into the GPU. There is also mounting points for fans underneath where the GPU goes. And with that, that's why it had that ventilation on that side panel, to bring in some air that way. So you could actually have fans pushing air directly to your GPU. And maybe that can be an option that they want to offer. I don't know. Because 74 degrees Celsius is our maximum here. So the GPU is struggling a little bit. Nothing crazy. I mean, the GPU could run for its entire lifespan without shortening that lifespan at 74 degrees Celsius. It is a little high, though. I'd like to see that a little bit lower. So adding in an additional fan on the front, on the bottom, will help a lot, or adding it on top of the GPU, or adding it on top of the PSU shroud could help. Is FurMark program will ship from... yeah, I mean, it seems like they did that here. They definitely put FurMark on there for us, so that's probably going to be the case. Okay, so we've been running for... Let's see. For a full solid 3 minutes here, and our maximum temperature is 74 degrees Celsius. I think that we've reached equilibrium with the cooling solution on that GPU. I think we're good. Okay, so now would probably be the time to should not shift that. Now would probably be the time to run some gaming benchmarks. So I'm going to need to install Steam. I've already got my some of the Steam library there. It's going to put me through some stuff to open things for the first time. That's okay. Okay. There we go. Whoa, that was interesting. No, don't minimize that. There we go. We'll go ahead and close out for a mark. There are other benchmarks we could run. Prime 95, Ada 64, all kinds of stuff like that. But really just pushing the CPU and pushing the GPU and seeing what temperatures we get, that's really all we need to do. We're not really trying to come up with an exhaustive list of charts here. That's not the goal. Those charts exist already, okay, for the hardware itself. We just want to make sure we're not looking at any thermal throttling based on, because right there for the CPU testing, we would have known if there was an improper application of thermal paste. We would have known if the cooler wasn't seated properly, but it didn't break over 55 degrees Celsius. We're good, like super good. And that's even with the LGA 1700 standard mounting bracket, the integrated mounting solution that's on there, which, as you know, doesn't apply even pressure across the CPU. Still, you're good. Not many SIs will do the contact frame, like from Thermal Grizzly or any of the lookalikes. Skytech does it. They'll do it through the custom builder if you want to go through the Mark system. But other than that, really most don't do it. Heaven would be a helpful benchmark as well. I guess I do have that one on here, but I figure that just running Firmark and just like freaking out the GPU with power is usually all you need to do. I could run Heaven if you want. Alucard does know his stuff, and that's not. I said does, by the way. I said that pretty quickly. Alucard does know his stuff, so that's not a bad idea. Well, you know, got it right here. We'll just install that real quick and run it for a bit. Do you think it's a good build for a first-time PC owner? Depending on your needs. If you're trying to get an insane 4K gaming monitor, and you're trying to do a lot of stuff like you're trying to learn Blender, or you're trying to learn video editing, something like that, this is not the PC for you. And you're looking at spending more money if you want to have the experience that you're envisioning. That's something that I talk about a lot, okay? I talk about expectations. We have expectations when we're going to spend money on anything, okay? We have an expectation of what we want to experience, how we want the experience to be. Most people have an idea of what their gaming experience, what they want it to be like. Sometimes, though, your budget doesn't match your expectations, so you need to shift one of them. If your expectations are here and your budget's up here, you're good. If that's reversed, one of them needs to change. Either the budget needs to come up or the expectations need to come down. If you're not just looking to game, this is not for you. Unless you're fine with the 4 cores, 8 threads, and you want to just get the RAM upgrade, then you could stream with this. You could. I would probably recommend the Ryzen system in that case, though, because then you have 6 cores, 12 threads. And, you know, or you could then later on upgrade the CPU in this one to an Intel 12th or 13th gen CPU with more cores. But really, it's not the best starting point. What they do have, though, let me bring this up here. So let's take a look at this really quick. I can't minimize OBS because I need it here. Okay, let's switch over. Okay, and we will close that. Not close that. Hide that. Okay. What they do have, they have a range of systems, though. And if we go to all gaming desktops, and my favorite thing about what Alexander PCs does here is it's defaulted to show price low to high. But they have changed the hoplite. They've upgraded it, and I believe they changed the case that it comes in. Now it's in the fractal pop, which is awesome. But they also have the Peltast, which is $1548 or minus $50 if you use code OCB. And this one comes with an Intel Core i5 13500. That's 14 cores, 20 threads. The 13500 is kind of nuts, okay? 14 cores, 20 threads. Can't overclock it, but they don't have an F at the end of this, meaning it has integrated GPU in the CPU, okay? Yeah, as it says here, that's more cores than the previous generation Core i7 12700K, all right? Then this has a 3060 Ti, which is nutty, all right? It's cracked. It's still one of the best price to performance GPUs now when you're looking for something at 1440p. You can't, okay, price to performance is hard to say when there's 6000 series Radeon out there, okay? Yes, but this is a great 1440p GPU. And if you're looking to do something like video editing or getting into Blender, things like that, this is great because generally Blender prefers NVIDIA, right? That's very specific to that one application. But 14 cores is awesome when you're trying to do things that are very core dependent. And this thing for $1,500 is excellent, and you can upgrade it for the 2 terabyte drive, or well, actually, that's it. That's it for the upgrades you can do. You can upgrade it to a 2 terabyte drive, and that is probably going to be about the same amount. Yeah, it's $60, which is excellent, by the way, and highly recommended because you're getting an addition. It's like getting an additional Gen 4 1 terabyte for $60. That's an excellent price. It's very good. There are PCs that can fit a server rack. That is very true. If you're looking for something that do they make gaming PCs in rack mount case? Yes. If you're looking for something high budget, you're going to want to, because that generally, if you have a rack, you're probably not too shy about spending money on your PC stuff. Take a look at Falcon Northwest. And I'll show you what I mean here. Oh, wrong keyboard. Let me show you what I'm talking about. This thing is sweet. I want one. Let me see, where would that be? Menu, desktops, the rack. Check this out. Yeah, okay. Hey, I selected something. Can we go to it, please? There we go. Look at that. One of the great things, okay, rack-mounted hardware, not quiet. It's not generally designed to be quiet, right? Like that's sort of a known element about that. But Falcon Northwest makes very quiet PCs. If I had the mini split AC in here, which is a lot quieter than this honking thing that's over here, and there's a reason I chose the Falcon Northwest for my streaming PC here, because of how quiet it is, even with a 13900KS and a 4090. It is remarkably quiet, and it keeps everything under control. Because if you're broadcasting or you're making music, things like that, you can't have a loud PC right there. I mean, you can, and you have to filter it. But right now, I'm filtering a whole bunch of noise, and it's a mess. My audio is not as good as I would like it to be. If you guys are cool with it, that's great. But I'm not happy with it yet. But anyway, Falcon Northwest. Yes, they make a rack-mounted PC. Their prices are high, but that's because this is proprietary to them. They make these cases. They design these cases. Nobody else can sell you a case like this. And their build quality is insane. Their warranty is insane. I know that I'm doing a stream and video right now about Alexander PCs, but TJ would verify this. He would vouch 100%. This thing is a really beautiful case. I want one, but I don't need one. He's like, there's not a big market for these. We make them. So, it's not something they promote very often. But yeah, absolutely amazing system, amazing case, just very cool. I mean, look at this. You have dual enterprise GPUs in here, 280 millimeter all-in-one liquid cooler there. That is in a push-pull configuration, as you can see right here. You have the push fans and then the pull fans behind it. Dual exhaust here. It looks like 80 or 90 millimeter fans in the back. It actually will say here somewhere. Yeah. Either 4 or 8 upfront SATA SSD bays. 3 slot thick or multiple GPUs. Yeah, it can fit it all. So yeah, there you go. There's your answer. All right, let's get back to the business here. One thing I want to mention to you guys, okay? So this right here, if you're looking for a mid-range sort of way to get into content creation, the Peltast is an excellent option for that. Excellent option for that. Cool case though too, that XPG case. I hadn't really encountered it before. But here, looking at the Auxilia, which is the one we're reviewing today, if you wanted to find out how much this would cost you, more or less, to build it yourself, just go to the page, and which is linked in the description, by the way, and copy and paste this PC part picker list URL into your browser, and they made a, you know what, we'll do that now, here. Now what they do is they do lock the price to something close to what they got their stuff for, or not, that's not right, to what the price was when they configured this, I guess. But $941 is what this was running at the time. But you know, prices fluctuate. Like this GPU could be cheaper now. So like if we click that, yeah, it's like $50 cheaper right now on Newegg. If you want to buy from Newegg. But that's with a $20 off. It might be I don't know, it's a voucher. I don't know. But generally it's running about, looks like $220. Okay, so it's about $30 less than what it shows here back when they first configured this thing. So yeah, these parts can vary. All you gotta do is click on it and you'll see current prices. There you go. What it doesn't show, though, is the lifetime warranty. You can't really put that into PC Part Picker. And yes, lifetime parts and labor warranty. And it doesn't show things like the custom cable extensions and the color of your choice, things like that, which makes it a little difficult to really compare this. It makes it, basically, you can't put a price on a lifetime warranty. Like, how would you price that? And secondly, that $30 from here, it almost is made up for by the free custom cable extensions, because they're not using cheap ones. They have included cable combs. The cheap ones come with press-on cable combs that are really annoying to install. Anyway, whatever. Back to business. We got to get back to this because this is running pretty late. Yeah, we're 2 hours, 20 minutes in, if not more. I didn't record right off the bat. Yeah, Mike, I don't think anyone's going to be purchasing 1 million on a consumer basis. I don't hear any additional noise. It's the noise suppression. There's a hiss underlying my voice when I speak because I'm overcoming the threshold for the noise gate. But the noise still exists. It's just if it's under a certain dB, under a certain decibel level, it's cut out. I can actually hear. Straight up. So if I raise that threshold, or lower the threshold actually, that's how much noise is actually in the room. Noise gates are like magic. All right, cool. Is a hoplite good for content creation and running a game like GTA? Hoplite's not really centered on content creation. It's not really focused on that. It's another mostly entry-level gaming PC. There are some available upgrades, like upgrading the RAM, that will help. But yeah, I would say that the $1,500, God, what was it called again? The names are getting more deep into the lore here. The Peltast is probably going to be a better bet. It's a few $100s more, but yeah. Like, so this is the Intel hoplite here. And this one you can change your GPUs. This is with an Arc A750, a great GPU actually. Has AV1 encoding, which is going to be critical for content creators once it's used by Twitch. Right now, I'm encoding an AV1 on a 4090. This Arc A750 has the same kind of encoder. But you can go all the way up to a 3060 with this, or a 6650 XT, which is, if it's gaming focused that you're thinking about, go with that. And then you can go up to 32 gigs of RAM, and you can go up to a 2 terabyte drive. Content creation requires so much storage, okay? So much. Give it a couple months of making videos. Oh my gosh. Okay. I got to get back to this. Mike, I figure with you being in the channel, I figured you might have access to that, better access to that info than I do. There are certain things that I don't really ask. Not that it would be rude or anything, but I don't know. Just not really necessary for most consumers to know. Okay, back to work. That was fun, though. Whatever it was we were doing. Okay. I do want to include a Q&A in this, so save your questions for the end of this. All right, you got it, Alucard. Thanks for coming in, buddy. I missed y'all. I missed you, buddy. And it was really cool hanging out in Boston, by the way. That was a lot of fun. Hope you enjoyed being in that video. Guys, watch my PAX East video. Nobody watched it. Like 900 people watched it. I have like almost 30,000 subscribers. 900 people watched a video that was a lot of fun to make. So why not? Go check it out. I got to talk to SIs on the floor there, some that I'd never spoken to before, you know, and you got to hear Roby be completely evil. Wow. Yeah, it's a great video. Okay, next up, let me go ahead and install Steam on this, which I should come back to this camera because you don't need to see me logging into Steam. So guys, by the way, I hope you like the set. I hope you like it. I hope you it's still in its infancy, by the way. This kind of stuff. My last set took me 2 years to build over time. And that's something I want to focus on for you guys. I want to make clear, okay? If you're trying to get into content creation and you're used to seeing all of these setups that are insane, you don't start there. Nobody should just dump a whole bunch of money into their setup to just buy a bunch of tchotchkes that they don't care about. You know, like you build that kind of collection and that kind of thing, the background, all that stuff over time. So give yourself time. I didn't give myself time, and I rushed, and I realized, well, you know what? I'm not going to make a very good setup here if I don't focus in and stop rushing this. Oh, hold on. Yeah, I need to connect it to the network. 1 second, guys. But I'm not showing that, so that's fine. Braithorn, the SIs are your direct relations. My channel work is all in inventory management. Consider this, though, Mike. Most of my contacts are in marketing rather than in acquisition. You know what I mean? So they might not have that information anyway. And it might be proprietary info that they don't really share anyway. So in the same way that you're not in a position to be, to work with SIs, the people I talk to are more on the marketing side of things, so they're not in position to have that info at hand. Is this not going to connect? What the heck? Okay, let me try connecting to... Okay, good. We're connected. And we're on the 6E connection, so that's good. Anyway, ping in Discord. Missed hanging out with you in Boston as well. Don't overdo yourself. Like, yeah, man. Good talking to you. Got it right. They do not know. Yeah. I'll make a few calls. It's an interesting question, the minimum AMD and Intel bundle deal purchase. Remember that there are also different tiers of SIs. You have your boutique builders, which order in smaller quantities, so their pricing has to be higher. You have the mid-tier SIs, your Zydax, your Skytech, ones like that, and then they're gonna be somewhere in the middle, definitively, right? And then you have your top tier high volume SIs, and there's aside from that as well, you have your OEMs, which I don't really deal with. I've spoken with someone at HP, but they were in the monitor side of things. They weren't in the pre-built side of things. But then you have your iBuyPower. iBuyPower sold over 600,000 gaming PCs in 2021. That's a lot. But it's not a million, and it's not all Intel. So they're probably not buying processors in the millions. Now, I thought the pricing was bulk pricing per 1,000 CPUs. That was my impression. Maybe I'm wrong about that. Boston, that is home. Yeah, I was there for PAX East. It was great. Check out the video. You should watch that video because it was in your stomping grounds then. What will be the upgrade path to get a 1440p out of the Auxilia? Buying the Hoplite. No, not the Hoplite. The Peltast. That has a 3060 Ti. Upgrade path for this is going to be getting a higher end GPU. That's the main thing. 1440p is going to be more GPU bound than CPU bound. Okay. You need a fast CPU for 1080p high refresh rate gaming, which the 1200F, that's one of the reasons people like it so much, is because they're 4 cores, but they're fast cores for the price. But you're going to need a higher end GPU than this. And there's no option to upgrade the GPU in the 2 options available for upgrading on Alexander PCs. So you're going to have to step up to the Peltast if you want a system that can already do 1440p. And it might be the way to go, just to put together a little bit more money for that, because you have a ton of cores and a 3060 Ti. That's 1440p all day. Plus, you can do a ton of productivity stuff with that 13500. What am I doing? I'm totally spacing out. And I'm just showing you a screen where I'm not doing anything. Steam is done, right? No, it's not. It wasn't logged into. Actually, I'm not showing you a screen. I was just my face, but still. It's online, dummy. What are you doing? You're online. I have internet. Okay. It just, I need to close out Steam because it's thinking I'm not online for some reason. And it's not running. Okay, we'll reboot the PC real quick. All else fails, if all else fails, guys, reboot your PC. Rebooting is actually better at refreshing the processes going on in your system than hitting shutdown. It's more thorough than a shutdown. So reboot your PC every now and then, okay? Even if you hit shutdown, you should still run a reboot now and then. The marketing or CEO in a few 100,000 unit operation will know, however. Marketing, perhaps. Yeah, perhaps. But as far as purchasing, because marketing will know perhaps how many units are moving per quarter. I mean, that's part of it, right? Sales will know that better. But they won't necessarily know the breakdown versus acquisition of components. It's hard to say. You know, I am still on the outside here. I'm not an insider for SIs. I don't work in that industry. I'm at a weird in between consumers and SIs, which is good because I can help both. I'm going to take this off. It's not super comfortable after a while, especially with IEMs already in my ears. Okay, there we go. It really, it affixes to you quite nicely because there's a clip for the wire. Look at how small this is. This is so cute. I love this thing. And the sound was pretty good. It's better than my Rode wire Lav Go whatever mic thing. 2. I have the second version. That one's a really good lavalier mic for the price, but this thing sounds better in my mind, for my money. What kind of security software do you recommend and VPN? There are all numbers of VPNs, and they have varying functionality. You know, your ExpressVPN, NordVPN, all that stuff. You just pick the one that works for you because it's going to give you the similar. Remember that it's not that great for security. It can help, but it's not what it's cracked up to be. Like they say, oh, you're not safe on the internet. Get a VPN. Like, hey, do you know what a VPN is? Okay, whatever. Anyway, security software, Microsoft Defender. It's robust. It's come a long way. You don't need to get antivirus or anything. Now, should you do malware scans and things like that now and then? Yes, you should. You know, and there's different software for that. Anti-malware bytes, super anti-malware, things like that. 1K for low volume, and as you know, 1K less 10% or 1 unit for a tray of 10 that most local SIs are aware. Okay. Kind of security. Okay, yeah. Depends. You're right. Some procurement relations are guarded. Boston. Yeah, I love Boston. Boston's so cool. Oh man, what was the what was the seafood place we went to close to the conventions? It was so good. Man, that was good. And man, I had a good lobster roll out there too. Okay, back to business here. Sorry, guys. I keep getting distracted. You know, I hit reboot and I need to show. Automatic repair. What the heck? Why are you doing this? Okay. I don't know what's going on. But this is probably the case where I would... It's probably because I had this plugged in still, but that shouldn't be a problem. Thank you, Alexander PCs, for actually wiring in the reset button when there is a labeled reset button. I appreciate that. Not all of them do that. But I guess it doesn't like to have an M.2 enclosure plugged into the USB-C port. Again, I'm not... There we go. It's starting right up. There you go. Yeah. Okay, so if you have something like this, maybe even a USB drive, don't leave it plugged in when you're rebooting, okay? That could have been the problem. But I do love it when there's a situation like that, and I'm like, let me try this, and it works the first time. Like, that's my old troubleshooting roots, man. Coming through. Okay. Considering Intel AMD discount, that has a 10% sales reward, simply scales linearly with volume. Go Red Sox, says Rec Cars 69. Okay, now let's see what we can do for... Oh yeah, I need to make sure... Why is... What? Bro, you're on the network. I don't have another Ethernet in here. That's the plan eventually, but I don't have that right now. What the heck is going on with Steam? I might not be able to run any gaming benchmarks here. I mean, I have... What do I have through Epic Games? Why did I put Epic Games on here? I mean, I guess I could put... Let's benchmark PC Building Simulator. Bro, I'm going to uninstall and reinstall Steam because it's freaking out over this internet thing. Because I have internet. Like, bam, look. Can't update Chrome. Dog. Oh, that just put OG. We have internet. Look at that. This is on Wi-Fi, by the way. Wi-Fi 6E is no joke. Keep this upload, though. Yeah. Look at that. That is why I wanted fiber. It used to take me 45 minutes to upload a 35 or 40-minute 4K video, high quality, to YouTube. It takes 2 minutes now. And why can't this update? Chrome's out of date. Okay, reinstall Chrome. All right, so there seems to be some issues with this. I think it might be the Windows installation. This is something that you would talk to Alexander PCs about. I don't know why it's doing that. It might be that there are Windows updates that need to run, and we can check that right now. I don't know that I want to run Windows updates right now, but I'll do it, and it might fix the issues. What is the warranty on Alexander PCs, and what is the general warranties these days? Alexander PCs should not be considered the standard because TJ is out of his mind. They offer a lifetime parts and labor warranty. It's crazy. Okay, wow, that's a lot of little warnings. It's because I let it go for a while. Well, that OneDrive. Shut up, OneDrive. That's just for file recovery, okay? Even though it scares you by putting virus and threat protection, they just want you to set up their cloud storage. Shut up, Microsoft. Sign in with Microsoft. Look at all these warning labels. Get our cloud storage. Sign into your account. Shut up. App and browser control. The settings to block potentially unwanted apps are turned off. Device security. Local security authority protection is off. Your device may be vulnerable. This is all Microsoft stuff. But I'm looking for... Okay, we go here. Go home. This is all Windows security. That's not what I want. Okay. And we go to settings. There we go. Windows Update. There's going to be updates for sure. That's probably what it is. It's probably that Windows needs to be updated because I let this PC sit in the box for way too long because I could not stream for whatever reason. I remember dial-up modems. Yeah. Caesar is happy about the lifetime warranty. Yeah. Theta SI was in the 1990s, and we were really an OEM, did our own chipsets and board production and assembly. That is OEM, 100%. System integrators just integrate. They just get pre-manufactured components and put them together. There is a pretty clear distinction, though some do toe the line just a little bit when it comes to SI versus OEM. For instance, you have like Falcon Northwest. The components are all from component manufacturers. However, their enclosures are proprietary. It's still standard ATX, so that's not a problem. But you're looking at a proprietary enclosure you cannot buy. You cannot buy this, which is fine because it would probably be very expensive. It's all custom, custom extruded aluminum, custom cut aluminum, CNC milled, all that stuff. It's just it's a tank. What is it, 6 millimeters thick? I think the top panel is like 6 millimeter thick aluminum or 5 millimeter thick. It's crazy. It's super thick. You just hear that? White porcelain. Now that's quality right there. Yeah, this is just going to be, I don't know what is going on with this Windows install. So what I would do is basically work with Alexander PC. Well, I mean, if I were a typical end user, you work with them to maybe get a new installation of Windows done, a fresh installation of Windows or something like that, because this one seems to be a bit buggy, but it could just be the updates. And that's probably what their tech support would have you do. If Ameridan is still here, he can probably verify that for me. Dan, I need tech support. Please help with tech support. No, I'm good. Generally, yeah, I would run. Oh, sorry, John Sandoval. I missed his question before. Do you think Alexander PC will ever create a swarm PC? One of the first things that I did with Alexander PCs was do a Breathorn edition of the. Oh my God, how can I forget which PC it was? I'm sorry, it's just I've got Auxilia on the brain. But we did the Centurion. We did a Breathorn edition of the Centurion with an etching on the glass and purple cables. And that was just one of the first things we ever did. That was a year and a half ago. And it was really cool. But we haven't done anything like that again. And there were only 50 of them. Caesar Vega says, go big or go home. That's why that caps lock is down, isn't it, Caesar? Okay, this is just going to take its time. I'm not sure what is going on. What I probably need to do is take this thing off or put this thing onto Ethernet, which I don't have. If I had a switch right now with me, I mean, I have a network switch like somewhere in a box. I haven't needed it. But I could also run an additional Ethernet into here, but I already ran one. Like, that's enough for me. What I want to get is a 10 gig switch. I need to get a 10 gig switch. This is Breathorn Go Big. Well, stay tuned. There may be something that you'll like then. That's particularly is for what is it? Mentioning about the Swarm PC. There might be something that you'd be interested in soon. Levi McGee. Sorry, it's one of those two. Nice to see Breathorn live again. I know, it's nice to be live again. I missed this. And this is very different for me because I'm like standing up. I need to get, I have a steel case gesture right here. I need to get the stool base for it. That would be really cool. Thanks, Breathorn. My email is easy to find if you ever want to trade notes. Good evening, everyone. All right, Mike, have a good one. Okay, this is just taking its time. It is, yeah, you see the last time this was updated was a month and a half ago, or almost 2 months ago. So yeah, that's hardly ideal. All right, let's uninstall and reinstall Steam. Let's see if that does a trick. It seems to think that we don't have internet when we totally do. It's like watching clothes dry. Absolutely. Welcome to troubleshooting. It's fun, right? Generally, we don't have troubleshooting stuff going on during a review, but it's good to see these things. Some people might be like, hey, why is my Steam doing this? What do I do? All right, now that that's done, what we're going to do is let me download a new version of Steam. Oh. No. That was really stupid. You don't click on the very first thing if it's not the actual website. Store.steampowered.com. Look at that. I was going to go to some stupid website that Google allows to hijack a search for Steam software or Steam download. And when I saw this, I was like, download best software. Why is that part of this website? Oh, no. Yeah, don't do that. Yeah, it should be the actual URL. Hello? Man, this thing is buggy as hell. I don't know what's going on with this system, but I got to say, I do wish that it was running a little bit better. It seems to be having a decent number of issues, unfortunately. But this is the kind of thing that can totally happen. I don't think that going a month or a month and a half without updates should cause this many issues. My Wi-Fi works great. Everything is good. You know what? Let me double check something. Actually, I'm going to go away from the screen real quick. Don't need to be giving out all my IP info. Ah, there it is. Okay, I found the problem. Okay. Okay. Oh. Wait. No, why are you doing that? Why are you doing that? Do I need to static this thing, really? Like, let's see here. Yeah, it's .1, not .50. Why are you doing that? All right, I'll bet if I static this IP, it'll be fine. So maybe the Wi-Fi wasn't working properly, and it was actually my network that was the problem. So let me just check that. And I've been having that problem with my Asus router, actually, where some devices will report being online, but they're on a different network, and it freaks out. Okay. Sorry, this is so much fun for you guys, I know. Okay, perfect. This is when I wish I had a numpad. Yeah, it's not even connecting to the proper default gateway. What should we go for? Subnet mask and oops, don't need a slash in there. Doesn't like it for some reason. What is wrong with you? Let's say 100 then. What is your major malfunction? All right. Let me check something real quick. Yeah, that's what I put. We having fun, everybody? I am. Why are you having a problem with this? This should be fine. So that's on. Yeah, it's not letting me static the IP. So is it the wireless card? It could be the wireless card. Okay, well, I could put the kibosh on this whole thing. What if I do this? Okay, so let me do that. Let me static the DNS. All right, cool. I'm sorry I can't show you this, but that would be my information. I'm not doing that. Like my network info. No thanks. Okay, and subnet mask is correct. Okay. Standard gateway for AT&T. Cool, got it. Okay, okay, okay. So I took the static that time. I needed to go in and set up the DNS. I needed to static the DNS first. Then it let me do it. Cool. Now what are we talking about? Now what do we got? Do you report correctly? You report correctly. Cool. Neat. Cool. All right. Cool, cool. All right. Now I can get right into Steam. Heck yeah. There we go, guys. Got it. There's a network issue, and then the wireless card wasn't letting me static it. I had to do a little dance, a little song and dance, but we got it. Let's go back over to our screen. And there you go. Man, that took me back. That took me back to my days of network administration. Just you get a gremlins in times, man. That's what it is. I couldn't wire it. I don't have a network switch available to me. And in order to wire it, I'd have to disconnect the streaming PC, and I'm not about to do that. But yeah, you guys got to see me troubleshooting 4K, so that's cool. It was all interesting to me, especially since I'm planning to build my first PC. That's cool. That's cool. And it's really good that you feel comfortable doing that. There is tons of resources out there, you know. All right, install Steam. There we go. I'm just down the .exe for installing Steam that I had before. It was old. It was from my benchmarking folder from like a year and a half ago. So it's good to just get the new file. Next, install. Finish, run Steam, and it's gonna you look at that, updating just like that. Love it. I love it. Like I said, you guys don't need to see me logging into Steam, so yeah. Roll back the drivers. Set all for private command prompt and ping your device. I didn't need to do any of that. It's hard to roll back the drivers when I don't have a working network connection. This channel's fun. Thank you, Braythorn. Thank you, Caesar Vega. Thank you. What are the PC specs? Maybe disable IP6. It's not enabled. So when I first set up my PC, I accidentally downloaded from that website instead of Steam and was confused when there was an extra app store on it. Oh! Yeah, you got to look at your URLs, man. DNS issue. It was a DNS issue. I needed to static that first before I could static the IPv4, which is weird. It's weird, but it happened and it works. Okay, Steam should be installed now. I'm just going to log in. I need to have like a work Steam account, but then I have to buy all the games again. No, thank you. Okay. Excuse me. 2FA, gotta have it. All righty. Don't knock that over. What? I don't want the mobile app. Leave me alone. I put in the code correctly. What are you talking about? Ah, the joys of reviewing PCs. That's the thing. Other reviewers will have it unboxed already, benchmarked already, tested already. I want it to be raw. I want the experience to be from opening the box, putting it on the table, powering it up for the first time, what you would do, what you would be going through. I don't want to do all this troubleshooting off camera. I want you to, well, I mean, you didn't get to see the network troubleshooting, but you heard what I needed to do. So if that means anything to you, good. Or you can say, hey, when Braithorn went through this, he said he had to do this. There you go. Okay, so I have another one now. Well, that should be the same thing. Okay. Got it. It just wanted me to be sure. It wanted me to make sure. It wanted me to do it twice. Thank you. Thank you, Steam. Appreciate that. Not like I'm live or anything. Okay. Alrighty then. So generally, here's what you need to do. Let's go back to this. I really should have this as one of my... Let me actually change that real quick. Give me a second. I need to be able to switch with the foot pedal here, but I don't see how you have any time to play on Steam. I don't. Yeah. Oh man, it's 12:18 a.m. Usually I cut off at midnight, but whatever. I started an hour late, an hour and 15 minutes late, so I can go an hour and 15 minutes late. Okay. What was I doing? Oh yeah. I need to go to Steam Deck, go to the pedal. Give me a second just to do this. I'll delete that. Oh, wrong keyboard. Yes, I want to delete that action, and we'll just do scene. There we go, and bam! Now I can switch with the foot pedal. It'll be a lot faster. Awesome. Okay, so here we are. So if you want to transfer over your entire Steam library, what you can do is you'll want to go to library. Okay. Well, actually, no. You go to your Steam settings. Okay. Okay. Cool. Let's not do that. 1 second. Maybe don't show the internet your account name, at least. Not that anything can happen with an account name, whatever. But yeah, it's not ideal. Let me bring this up here and go to library or downloads. Which one is it? There we go. Okay. My bad. Sorry, guys. Okay. So you'll go to your settings, you'll go to downloads right here, and you'll go to your Steam library folders. On the PC that has your game library, it'll show that you have, that drive here. Now, what you'll want to do is you get something like this. Here, let me unplug this, actually. You get something like this. I know I keep going back and forth. So this right here is an M.2 enclosure. It's like $25. And whatever drive you plan on putting in your next PC as a secondary drive for your game library, you just slot that into here. Nice and easy. It just goes in. And this is a fast reader as well. You'll get a good amount of your actual bandwidth of your actual read-write speeds with this Sabrent one, this Sabrent enclosure here. I've got 2 of these. I mean, I use it all the time. If I can just, there we go. Okay. Sometimes you need to wiggle it a little bit to get it in there. There you go. And it just connects over a USB-C cable. You connect it to your USB-C port, preferably direct to the motherboard. And what you'll do then, once that drive is recognized by your PC, yeah, there we go. You'll go to add right here, and you'll choose that other drive. Okay, actually, this is the one right here. It's set up as a local drive, but that's probably why I had trouble with starting up before. So let me actually, wrong screen. Okay, here we go. My real name is Name. Excellent. It's good for anonymity. Okay, so I guess I wasn't showing any of that. Was I not showing any of that? Okay. Okay, so yeah, you go here. Once it's recognized by your system, it'll show up in this list right here. Okay, hit add, and then it shows, hey, this is because I've already transferred a bunch of games. If I hadn't already done that, you would then go to your library once you've added this as a folder, and you could even tell it, hey, make this my main folder if you want to have a portable Steam library. Okay, but you can actually go in here and move games over. So if we want to say put Cyberpunk, okay, you select however many games you want. Okay, we'll go to CSGO, 3D Mark. We do want that. That'd be cool to test out. Apex Legends, whatever you want, and you can then move it to your local, to your external drive. Imagine this is your local drive, and then you add it on, another drive. You would then move it to the other one. Here, I can go in and move them over to the main drive if I want to have a Steam library there, so it can access them faster. But trust me, the read-write speeds on this thing are plenty fast. So on the next PC, you'll install Steam. It'll show your local drive, and you'll do what you saw me do earlier, which is you add the drive. It'll show you which one it is, and then it immediately in your library will recognize that you don't need to download those games. They'll show up just like that. They will need to run for the first time. So let's try with Cyberpunk. We'll go ahead and tell it, okay, now we'll retry syncing there. There we go, and we'll hit play. You'll have to go through the whole rigmarole of setting it up the first time, okay? But you don't have to download it. So what you can do, you can actually make copies of this. So you can actually just take your Steam folder and just copy the whole thing instead of moving your games if you want to. Okay, you just go to your Steam folder, your Steam apps folder, and move them onto there, and then it will then recognize if you tell it to, hey, put a library on this drive here, or hey, there is a library on this drive right here, and there you go. You can have your Steam library. You don't have to download it a whole bunch of times, especially if you're on a metered connection. You don't want to have to download those multi-terabyte games, hundreds of gigabytes, whatever size they are. Fine, it can't sync, whatever. I don't know why that is, but that's a Steam thing. We have full internet now. Everything's working fine on that front. Now, why do I like to test Cyberpunk? Oh my gosh, okay. There we go. Why do I like to test Cyberpunk? Well, it's because it's kind of an extreme example of a game. It's just it's one of the harder to run games out there. So I like to run that. Wait, no, hold on. I already have an account. Okay. Oh, that reflection is messing with me. I'm like trying not to show the keyboard, but there's like a reflection of it like right there. Neato. Whatever. Y'all aren't gonna mess with that. I have 0 options here. Okay. Okay. I shouldn't have stuff on top of this PC. Oh my God, 2FA, of course. Okay, 1 second. This is the stuff you got to go through whenever you start it up on a new system. That's just part of it. Okay, so we'll run this benchmark. I don't know that we have time to run other ones, but I want to give you an idea of running a AAA title on this game, on this machine. Okay. I haven't played Cyberpunk in forever. Even after I did the stuff after the updates that they put out, and that was fun, but I haven't played it since then. I don't have much time to play games anymore, and any little amount of time I have for playing games, I've been playing Tears of the Kingdom, which is incredible, by the way. I absolutely love it. Even if they still have Koroks. Even if they brought Koroks back. Okay, so this brought up a little thing for... Well, okay, that disappeared. And it's gone. Well, there was an AMD Adrenalin thing, which we haven't looked at the AMD Adrenalin software, but you can do a one-click overclock on this GPU just to get a little extra performance. However, if you're going to do that, I would do, as I said earlier, and add that extra fan in the front just to get more airflow to the GPU, because we're already pushing 74 degrees Celsius, which is pretty hot.
Good morning, Night City! Yesterday's body count lottery rounded out to a solid and sturdy 30. 10 out of Haywood. Thanks to unabated gang wars. One officer down, so I guess you're all screwed. Because the NCPD will not let that go. Got another blackout in Santo Domingo. Netrunners are at it again, poking home.
With 16 gigs of DDR4 3600 and a 1 terabyte Gen 4 M.2 drive. It's a Kingston NV2. So let's go to settings. See what it auto set. Hold up. It went to Ray Tracing Ultra? Are you kidding me? Sure, let's do it. It is doing AMD for the early effects of super resolution. Set to R. 0.5 image sharpening. But sure, let's do it. I mean, why not? This should be interesting. It is a 1080p. But when it comes to the 6000 series Radeon GPUs, ray tracing wasn't its strongest suit. To be fair, it was not. And with FSR running, we might see some smearing, some artifacting, things like that. So let's take a look. It's hard to hear you over the game. Oh, you can hear the game? Well, I couldn't hear it. Let me set my monitoring on. Yeah, sorry about that. I didn't realize that was making any sound. It's because the Camlink Pro I added that during stream, so I didn't have monitoring on. You know, Johnny Walker, I got you. We're good. We're good. I have lowered it. Probably got some profanities in there we don't need to be listening to because the family-friendly channel. Does this have filters on it? Hang on a second. It sounds like it's got a noise gate on there. That's weird. I wasn't able to really pay attention to the quality of it, but 76 average FPS, that is very playable. So you have to sort of look at a AAA title differently. You remember that not so long ago, consoles maxed out at like 30 FPS, and then 60, and then now you can do what 144, right? Or 120, depends. But generally, for a AAA title considered playable, 30 to 60 is the range where you want to be, or be over, right? I've seen, Linus and, Kyle and Paul and Jay and those guys. I've seen them say something is hitting like 35, and they're like, it's playable. Not great, but playable. This hit 76.47. And the minimum was 45, but it didn't seem to stutter too much to me. I'd like to run it maybe again, but what we'll do is we'll try lowering the settings because you don't need ray tracing ultra. You're really pushing FSR in Cyberpunk if you're doing ray tracing ultra at any resolution. Dan the man, what's going on? How's it going, buddy? Actually, haven't even been paying attention to how many people are here. I don't generally expect my YouTube streams to do all that well. 34 concurrent viewers, not too bad. Thanks, guys. And be sure to drop a like if you don't mind. It helps a ton, more than you could know. And it's just a single click for you. I would really appreciate that. Is it just me, or is the volume like cutting in and out? That's so weird. I don't know why it's doing that. But I went ahead and turned that off. It's probably because it's going through the Rodecaster, so it's acting like it has noise gate on it, and it does not need to be doing that. Okay. All right, so let's get back into it real quick. We're going to set this to, let's say, 1080p medium and see how, because look, it comes down to personal preference, whether you prefer frames or fidelity, right? If you prefer high fidelity, like really shiny, nice visuals, then, you know, you've got a choice to make. You know, you could choose to lower your settings if you prefer higher frame rates. So what we're going to do is we'll lower the texture quality, hit apply for that, and we'll lower this. Actually, it's going to put it to high again. We're going to basically turn off ray tracing here. And let's set it to high, but without ray tracing, and see what we get. It still has FSR, and ray tracing is off. Okay. Let's see what the difference is here without it doing ray tracing. FSR was pulling a lot of weight there, I feel. And now, of course, now there's no sound coming from the game. Sorry about that. But it was cutting in and out for me. It sounded weird. I didn't like that. And I hope you guys don't mind that this has been a pretty chill stream. I'm not trying to like hype you up or say, do super chats and give me money or whatever. This is just, I miss this. I like this. It's fun for me. And I just am glad that you guys decided to hang out, especially those of you who've been here for the most of this nearly through 9:15 to, yeah, about 3 hours so far. I appreciate you. This is going to get edited down to a shorter video with a montage and all that good stuff. That's part of the game plan always. But, you know, still, I appreciate you being here for the actual thing. Thank you. Seriously. Okay. That's oddly low. Is that just me? But it looks like the FPS is pretty low on this. It was hitting like 36, 38. Yeah. What did I do? What did I do wrong? I did something here. Maybe stick with the automatic settings, guys. I don't know. Yeah, this dropped the FPS like crazy. How did that go? How did we go from ray tracing ultra to this and like lose more than half of our frames? What the heck? Curious. What is, let me see. That was loud, sorry. Yeah, it's like cutting in and out. That is so weird. And there's no filters on this audio source. So I don't know why it's doing that. Okay. And where is my... Okay, good. So my noise gate is still working. That's good. I thought maybe there was something funky happening with the noise gate in general. Sorry, I was reading chat. Okay, what if we go to medium settings here? Texture quality medium, medium settings. FSR 2.1 is at auto. I just don't know why it cut out the, oh, motion blur off. Thank you very much. Okay, let's run it now. It's like, what the heck happened there, man? That was crazy. I'll be honest, I know more about DLSS than I do about FSR. I just haven't really had any AMD GPUs. Not sent to me. I haven't purchased. The last one was an RX 580. So I haven't really messed with FSR that much. I'm not in a position yet where I can just buy all kinds of stuff, which would be great because then I wouldn't be have to, because this PC was provided by Alexander PCs. They're like, here, and this is the first one where they're like, you can keep it, which I have a use for this already. But that I still have criticisms. I still will be just as unbiased as I usually am. I mean, you guys have seen me. SkyTech has given me PCs, and I've been just as critical when I see something that's problematic because it's not sponsored content. They don't get to see the content before I post it. They don't get to say what I'm going to say in it. But in all the PC reviews I've done, none of them have had a Radeon GPU, an AMD GPU, and AMD hasn't sent me any. So I don't know. Is Cyberpunk like GTA open world? Ish. Yeah, it's not as loose as GTA where you can kind of do anything, but you can also kind of do anything. So that's a weird answer and not very helpful, but wow, we're getting some low frame rates here. I'm going to go back to just the default settings and we'll try that again. I don't know what's happening with that. That's crazy. So Wreck Cars, you've never played Cyberpunk? It's a great game, man. I was addicted to this game when it first came out. We even streamed it. I streamed a playthrough. We streamed a whole playthrough, and it was actually me and Ari, my girlfriend. We streamed it together. I was back when I used to play games on stream, which I miss dearly. Okay, let's go to defaults. It goes back to Ray Tracing Ultra with high texture quality. What the heck? Motion blur high. No, okay. I'll bet that's it. It's upset that I took off the motion blur. Let's hit apply. And then we'll run the benchmark. This is crazy. To be fair, I haven't done a review or run benchmarks for a while. It was since, I think, late last year. So if things have changed, or also it could be the fact that I'm not used to AMD. I don't know. Okay, so it's running low FPS again. Did the resolution change? I don't think so. Was that a fluke before? Or maybe it needs motion blur, which would not be ideal, honestly. I mean, it looks smooth. It looks good. Is it locking to the capture? It might be locking to the frames per second. That's limited to 30 FPS. No, it's going over that. What I'll do is I'll disconnect the capture card, and run it just on the portable monitor, which does 144 FPS. I can even get that on camera by just putting this thing flat and then putting the vertical camera on it, the top-down camera. See how that looks. Never played it because of the review when it first came out, but now I'm rethinking it. Oh yeah, they got it's a lot more stable now. Okay, so if we go back to top-down camera, there we go. Okay, so let's disconnect the capture. I can actually frame this pretty well too. And I can even actually go back to this, copy that. Okay, I can't do it that way. One second. All right. No, I'm hitting Alt. Oh, it's the wrong keyboard. Ah, ha, ha. There we go. There we go. Okay, cool. All right. So that is only going to be running the high refresh rate monitor now. let's actually Alt-Tab out of this. Check our display settings here. Make sure that we are at a high refresh rate by going to Advanced Display, and we're doing 144 Hertz. Okay. All right, so I'll go back into settings, and we'll leave it on that. It's having a little trouble focusing. And we'll leave it as it was and try running it again just with the higher refresh rate monitor. How's this working for you guys? Does this look good? Okay. And when there's nothing on the monitor, it's like, whoa. There we go. Oh, it's playing audio out of the monitor. Yeah, we're getting low FPS again. Man. Well, it ain't gonna let you do anything. It's just gonna run the thing. I don't know what happened with that first one, but that's why you do multiple benchmarks. You don't just do one, because of that. Things like that can happen. If you just run something and it's like, oh, 75 FPS, this is great, and then you're gaming and you're like, this looks like garbage. Run your benchmark again. Okay. I'm guessing it's pretty late for some of you guys. Thank you for sticking it out. Even if you fell asleep at your keyboard, thank you for doing that too. Is there a volume rocker on this? Yeah, there it is. There we go. Okay, let's go back into our settings. We're going to run this at low and see what it does. Because it's like nailed to that same FPS on every one of these, and I'm not sure why that's a thing. Anyone watching this VOD later, feel free to comment and let me know what I did wrong. Like I said, it's been a while since I've run benchmarks. I am out of practice. Let's go to settings. Go to low everything. Motion blur off. AMD FSR is on auto. Everything's to low. Okay, now we'll run it again. I gotta say, it is pretty cool having a portable monitor. These are pretty cool. Yeah, it's still locked to like just around 30 FPS. And I have no idea why. There's not even a 30 FPS limit anymore due to capture card stuff or anything. It's just like that. This is as low as the setting. Well, I mean, there's other ones that we can bring a little bit lower, but this is as low as the settings can get. And it's still the same FPS as ultra ray tracing. So there's got to be something wrong with my settings here. I don't know what it is. We'll see if we can bring up another game that has a built-in benchmark and try running that. See if it gets also locked at around 30. All right, I think I've seen enough. Okay. So, let's see. I don't have anything else with a built-in. Red Dead Redemption 2 has one, but then I got to log into it and stuff. This is fun. I love that. This was actually even more of a pain to log into on like a new game. What are you gonna do? You know. Now, because I zoomed in with the lens, you can actually see the top-down cam. The setup I have here for the cameras, by the way, is insane. And yeah, there's a setup tour video, a setup kind of vlog coming out. I'm delayed on that, but I really want to come out with it because I worked with Newer on some of this stuff, and they provided a few things, and I really want to share it with you guys because there's some pretty cool stuff that I did.
This camera here, my A camera, my main key light, and my my fill light are all on a single C stand that rolls around. So I could like move my desk, which is also on casters. I can roll this around, roll that around, and it's all on one thing. I even cable manage it to where the power strip to power all those things is attached to the C stand with the connector going down to one of the legs. So I just unplug an extension cord and I can roll it without rolling over any cables. It's pretty cool. Pretty fun stuff. It might not be something that y'all might be into, but I feel like it's pretty interesting to figure out ways to do things like that, to make things easily able to be moved around. And I'm going to need that because eventually, spoilers, I'm going to have like 3 different backgrounds here. This is just one of them. I'm going to have a gaming setup kind of thing, like a desk setup kind of thing on one side. And on the other side is going to be like a relaxed kind of setup with a couch and stuff. And then the far wall, basically where the garage door is, it's going to be covered with a full-on green screen in front of it. The garage door is pretty much getting like sealed up for whenever I have the AC in here. I should be keeping up with this. But if you're interested in that, keep an eye out for that content. I know it's not my mainline content that I usually do, but I would like for you guys to check it out because it's going to be pretty cool. You have to put in the Rockstar Games launcher. You can't just own games anymore to where you just have a game and you just run it. It has to be all online. They take all your information and they sell it. It's awful, man. I know I sound like I'm wearing a tinfoil hat right now, but I can't wear tinfoil hats because I'm bald and they scratch my scalp. So it's really unfortunate. I loved RDR 1 and 2, Red Dead 1 and 2. I hope they make Red Dead 3. You know, Rockstar takes their time. I mean, GTA 6 has taken how many years? How many years have we had GTA 5? For like 6 years or something? You thought Tears of the Kingdom took a long time. That took 5 years. We don't even have a trailer for GTA 6. I loved GTA 5. I bought it for 3 different consoles. Well, 2 consoles and then PC. In fact, I started as a GTA 5 streamer. That was my start in showbiz, in content creation. My start was with GTA 5. I got to affiliate on Twitch by doing that. Now, if I play a game on stream, people are like, stop playing that game. You're having too much fun. Help me with my PC, which I totally get because like there are millions of game streamers out there, thousands or millions. And I am like the one person who walks you through finding the right PC for your budget and needs. So like that's more needed. Just letting all the Rockstar Social Club. Yay, I need that for benchmarking. Thank you, Rockstar. Appreciate it. GTA 5 will never get old. It's because they keep adding stuff to it. There's like 3 games worth of content in GTA 5. Why is 117? What? I don't know what you're saying. There we go. It's loading up. I don't know why I moved it over to that already. Oh, there we go. Okay. I guess I could go back to capturing, but we'll just let this do its thing. Wait, no. Yay, thank you. Please just let me play. we good? Are we good now? No. Okay. No. Just no. Cool. Yeah, I want to quit the desktop. That's what I want to do. I certainly wasn't trying to play the game when I pressed the play button. Oh my God. Oh, and it wants an update. It wants to update the game. That's why. It wants to update the game. Of course it does. To be fair, I had this pre-installed on a separate drive, so it was out of date. But can anything in this stream just go as it's supposed to? Please. I don't know. It's okay. You know, I plan on actually having background music, and I never started it. I'm sorry about that. This has probably been super boring for you guys. But, you know, it's all good. All right, patching. Cool. That's probably why it didn't allow me to get in there. Fine. Okay, hold on. Oh, hurry up. Finish patching it. Jesus. I had to sign in to the Rockstar thing completely separately because that's what it's like. All load and no play puts Bray in a bad way. Yeah, that was beautiful. Maybe some snaps for that one. Saints Row is an awesome game. Haven't played it at all. Gunnar Alexander PC is a direct result of finding your channel on the SI testimonial channels. That's the place to go. You can you know, I'll go out of my way to be brutally honest about SIs, but hearing directly from first party reporting from other consumers, other members of the community, that's the best way to go. I'm loving it. Seriously thinking of getting another. Why would you need another one? You got a way to use both at once? What are the specs of the PCs? This is an Intel i3 12100F and an AMD Radeon RX 6600, 16 gigs of DDR4 3600, and a 1 terabyte Gen 4 NVMe M.2 drive. And that is $888 after you use code OCB for Operation Code Brayathorn. Okay, use code OCB at checkout to give you $50 off of the $928 or $938 price. That's before either of the two options for upgrades. You can upgrade it to 32 gigs of RAM or a 2 terabyte M.2 drive, which I recommend because that's $60 more. It's like getting a whole additional Gen 4 M.2 drive for $60, which is a great price for that. That one I definitely recommend. You can look at the $50 discount as pretty much giving you a free upgrade if you choose to get one. Still says patching. It says 100% though. Excuse me. Yeah, it got stuck in the update. This is just not meant to be. For use at work. Okay. They actually have a version. They have a PC that is designed for office use, but of course it's next level and it has a lifetime warranty. Which one was that? Let me bring up the browser and we'll take a look at that real quick. I forgot which one that was. wrong thing. Oh, no, it is. It's the right thing. There we go. Okay, so which one was it? I think it was, no, not those. They're products, pre-configured models. I think home and office desktops. Here we go. The Actuarius. Yeah, it's the same thing, but it's going to have, let's see, the Intel and AMD. Let's take a peek at the Intel one. So this one has a Core i5 13500, so it's a 14-core processor with integrated graphics. And looks like an ARC, you can choose to get it with the ARC GPU for 1348. But 1348 with 14 cores and an ARC A750 is very good. This is a really cool PC. And you also get with it, how much RAM? It should be 32 gigs of DDR5. DDR5. Like, this is a sick PC, but because it's relegated to the office, home and office PCs, I think it's overlooked. But this thing is awesome for the price. So yeah, that ARC A750, after Intel did their driver updates, it became real tasty, really nice. Okay, the update is running. The screen grayed out for a second. The Steam update thing grayed out for a second because it was like, oh. I think maybe it's we're running into some of the core limitations here of just having 4 cores and 8 threads. I'm trying to have it do a bunch of stuff at once. Not a good idea. When you have, I mean, 16 gigs of RAM should be able to handle all the stuff I'm doing, but I'm asking a lot of that processor, which is like, just let me game, it says. I want to game. It pleads with me. And I say, no, I want to run 8 different applications at the same time. And it's like, I am trying. So that's something that you're going to run into with, you know, a budget CPU. And remember that. Just, it's part of the deal when you're getting so much value out of something like that. But the problem is I haven't really been able to show the value because I've had some weirdness with the Cyberpunk benchmark. What I should be running right now is like esports titles, you know, your Dodos or whatever, or like maybe Fortnite, something like that. Or although they have like a high graphical setting option now, or just titles like that, Call of Duty, something like that, Counter-Strike. You know, those games. Those are what it should be running. AAA titles are not really, you know, going to be its stronger suit, but it's playable. It definitely is playable for sure. I want something akin to the Assassin, but with ECC memory. Ah, okay. Would require a custom build that might be out of their mainstream. They'll do that, though. You just tell them what you want. No turbo boots. No turbo boots. Well, that's hardly ideal. So it's saying updating is going to take 4 hours and 36 minutes. It was not meant to be with this one. So what I'll probably do is for the final video, I'll just run a couple benchmarks. And yes, I'll put up a couple of charts or screenshots of how the benchmarks went. Just so you guys can see, once I sort out, basically, if you ran into issues like this, you should call technical support with Alexander PCs. They may just have you ship it back to them at their cost if you just got this thing. At their cost, reinstall Windows, do whatever they need to do. Take, you know, check, run mem tests, make sure the memory is good, just whatever they need to do, and then send it back to you. That's something, that's part of what you get when you're purchasing a PC and it comes to you and right off the bat it has issues. That's weird, and it shouldn't do that. So with that in mind, that's probably something that we're running into here. And to be fair, it's not a bad thing that we're experiencing issues. You got to see me troubleshoot network stuff. I didn't show you explicitly, so I didn't give away my own network, my home network information. But I got to show you know, some of the mindset for troubleshooting network stuff. I am going to run updates on this. I'll let you know in the final video whether that helped or not, whether that fixed the issues, because it could just be some Windows updates. But as for now, I'm probably just going to stop it here, because we're really getting nowhere when it comes to benchmarking. So I'll run some of those, but let me give my thoughts on this thing. Well, I guess maybe I should record something after I'm done running that stuff so I can give you more accurate read on it, because we really didn't get to see the gaming prowess. The thing is, we know that the 12100F and the RX 6600 are a good combination, and they both perform extremely well for their price. So specs wise, mindset wise, like how this was planned out, the decisions that were made with it are good. And due to the fact that you get a lifetime warranty with Alexander PCs, I'm not worried if there are issues. Plus, the feedback in the SI testimonials channels, the specific one for Alexander PCs, is the best out of any system integrator there. Hands down, the most consistently positive, including some of the chats we've gotten in chat during this stream. So I'm not worried about it. I am disappointed that it had issues and that there was a little bit of physical damage on the side of the case. But that's, again, one of those things that can happen when you get a PC. That can easily happen. And if you know that you're ordering from an SI that covers those things and takes care of them and takes good care of their clientele, their customers, which you can verify in our Discord, which is linked in the description, then you can feel safe knowing that even if the shipping industry decides to kick a field goal with your precious PC before they bring it to you, you're covered. And that they'll get right on it. Like, these guys are adamant about the lifetime parts and labor warranty, about building a solid community. And you can't do that if you're disappointing everybody. So, why did this close? It looks like it closed. Updating Steam. Okay, we're updating Steam again. So the 4 hours that we were supposed to have for updating, that went away, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, it seems like we're just having some weirdness with this one, which, again, that kind of thing happens. You shouldn't have to experience that when you get a brand new PC. So if you're having any issues that make it unusable for you, you talk to the SI, and if need be, send it back. And I know that that's not the ideal experience, but and that these things should be tested. But, you know, for this case, though, remember that I let this thing sit in a box for a month and a half before I even cracked it open for the stream, because I couldn't stream it yet. I couldn't stream at the time. But overall, build quality excellent. I wish that I had done this a lot sooner, like right when I received it, so that we wouldn't have Windows updates hanging in the background. And maybe I need to change my tune on how I do these, where I don't just unbox it on stream and let everything be a surprise. But I feel like that's more authentic to the experience you might have, okay? So my suggestion to you, if you order a PC from any SI, okay, don't let it sit. You probably won't let it sit like I did. Unbox the thing right when you get it. Make sure your updates are good. Some SIs will have ready-to-ship systems that are sat on the shelf for a couple of months. That means that you'll probably need to run updates, and that's okay. But just expect that these are complicated systems. There are times when you'll need to do a little bit of troubleshooting with them over the phone or send it back. Remember that if that happens, that system integrator has not failed yet. They now have an opportunity to either succeed or fail at bringing you support, at showing you the kind of experience as an owner, the ownership experience that you're going to have over the many years you'll be owning your treasured new PC. So let's keep that in mind. If you're ever calling customer service, let that be at the forefront of your mind. Let them, even though you might be upset, don't bring that to the table, okay? Because these things do happen. Let that just be at the forefront of your mind. All right, let's see how they do. I'm going to let them show me what kind of service I'm going to be getting. Because when things like this happen, the tendency might be to fly off the handle. Be ready to be upset. Like I'm already upset. Like this, I knew it. I knew it was going to be bad or whatever. No, we don't know. We never know. But if it does happen, be patient and understanding that that's computers. That's just computers. It's a tough business. That's why every time someone asks me, are you ever going to start an SI, a system integrator? Are you going to be one? I'm like, no, absolutely not. Well, you know how they run. You know a lot about them. I'm like, that's why I would never do it. That is way too much work and way too much stress. No, thank you. Content creation is bad enough. It's awesome, though. I love being a content creator for a living. It's crazy, and I love it. I'm not saying that I don't appreciate that. Learning so much. Thank you, Braithorn. You're welcome.
Thanks for helpful tips. No problem. Este es el canal técnico a honesta opinión. Thank you. I do try my best to be honest. And there are opinions, yes, but opinions I put together after many, many years being in the IT industry, being in a custom building and PC building and PC gaming enthusiast. So yeah, there's information behind the opinions. But yeah, okay. All right, guys, thank you so much for hanging out for so long. I appreciate the heck out of y'all. And now I am going to DreamHack on Thursday. I'm going to be there. There's going to be a podcast with the Lost Drake. Check out the Pardon the Distraction podcast. It's called Pardon the Distraction. The Lost Drake is an awesome streamer. You should definitely follow him on Twitch. But I'm going to be on that podcast. Might be doing something with Roby, or I don't know. It's very last minute, so we'll see what happens. But yeah, that's it for the review. We'll do a Q&A next time. It's really late. But yeah, until then, until next time, take care.
Let's go, nerds!